right, so you started, right? Okay. Let me.
So it started?
You said it did.
Okay.
I just don't see it.
Where's the music?
No. We're not doing music right now. We're sharing it right now.
I thought you were going to play something.
No.
So you started.
There we go. See?
So it started?
All right. So now we invite it, right?
There's a share button right there, and then
Slide it up.
no, it was a button. It was a
Oh,
share
yours
button.
is different.
This share button right here. I got
See
You
it.
got an Android?
This is a Samsung S8.
Oh, yeah, yours is different. Mine
Oh,
slides up.
okay.
So what do I
There's
go
the share
here?
button. There you go.
Mm-hmm. See, on mine, it only shows these three things, and then you slide it up, and it shows all of that.
So I got my share button here.
Yours
So
is
go to
different.
the
You're on
page
the
itself
computer.
then?
Go right there up at the top
Go
where
to
it
the
says
page
add a
itself.
friend.
So
Right here?
Right here.
you should have gotten a notification.
Oh, okay, I got it.
You see where I got a notification? You didn't get that?
Mm-mm.
Oh, okay. So
Did you like the page? You should make the mics.
that's what I'm checking now.
But they still on.
Yeah, she liked the page. See, that's what tripped me out about Facebook. I mean, I got everything. I got the notification. She never did. So she had to go to the page. In this instance, I click on that, and then you just click on share. Yours is like mine, and then there you go. And you just start inviting.
1 minute.
See, on mine, when I hit the share button, it just shows me that, and then I have to slide
Alright,
it up
ready?
in order
We
to
got-
see all
we're-
the friends and stuff.
We're getting ready to go in.
Can y'all scoot anymore?
Uh-oh.
Scoot in more.
Yeah.
Right, we're getting ready to go in.
Scoot over.
I'm scooting over as much as I can.
Okay. Better?
All right, you ready? Here we go.
Mm-hmm.
Track. This is 411 Sports Talk Radio on 4RadioNetwork.com. I am the Benchwarmer, sitting in with myself and for myself and by myself. I got here sitting with I'm with the security. What's going on, lady? How are you doing?
I'm good. What
Security.
Security.
Wait till Doug take you here. Just knows how he say the word security.
Yeah, it don't sound right, do it? Yeah.
It don't sound right coming from you.
I'm sitting here with security.
It just don't sound right.
All right, to my
Only
right.
Dante can say it right.
There you go. Speaking to the mic. To my next right is the professor.
Yes, sir. What's happening?
Going down. What's going on, sir?
Everything is everything.
We got a good show today.
We're get the show cooking.
To the next right is Doctor.
The doctor.
The doctor.
Hello.
I had a slight cold last week. Can you help me?
Yeah, Rock said it.
Alrighty then. So how was your weekend, Doctor?
Amazing.
Okay.
I had a great weekend. I don't have too many bad days though, but I had a 3 and a 6-year-old. So yes.
You have a 3 and 6-year-old?
No, I was keeping them for my cousin.
Oh, okay.
Yes. And I picked them up on Friday. We did some activities. Went to the park. I ran them like crazy.
There you go. Make them go to sleep,
You
right?
have to tire them out.
I got pictures.
Yeah,
They were
yeah.
knocked in. The park is only like 5 minutes away from my cousin's home, they were knocked out by the time we got to the
Man,
house.
go to sleep. That's how you do it.
That's how you do it.
That's how you do it.
Tire them out.
Yep.
Parenting 101.
Yes.
If you don't learn anything else about run them ragged.
And I mean, run them.
Parenting 101. Lewis, what about you?
Had a great weekend. I'm a family man. Stayed at home pretty much and had some good old family time and planning on doing some things later on this year. The event planning trips, go to another cruise. Just the same old thing. Nothing extravagant like you guys.
How was your Easter? We had nothing extravagant.
We don't do extravagant at all.
Y'all
How was your Easter?
Easter was off the chain. I did post a little 2-minute video of what we did Sunday.
I gotta go back and watch.
The Easter egg hunt was on and live.
Oh,
Sunday
man,
for
I
the
missed
kids.
those.
Yeah.
Okay, so let me ask you this question right here before I get to you security.
Mm-hmm.
Let me ask you this question right here. What is the first fictitious animal or fictitious thing that goes away? Is it Santa Claus? Is it the Easter Bunny? Or is it which one's the first?
Tooth Fairy.
The Tooth Fairy.
That's the first one that leaves.
Tooth Fairy is always
Tooth
alive.
Fairy is always.
She's gonna always be alive.
Yeah, because they put money under your pillow.
Yeah.
They gonna believe that until they're 25 years old.
I know several of the Tooth Fairy.
When did you find out the Tooth Fairy was your mama?
I never found out.
Because that had to have been in the.
I can vividly remember when I was really in my elementary years to where my tooth would get pulled. I mean, old school by wire flyers.
The wire? Ooh,
fireflies.
The pliers.
Yes.
Ooh.
No.
I ain't never
And he
heard
took
that.
them flyers and he just get.
Oh, no.
Oh, he chopping at it?
Oh.
I'll never forget his name. And you probably know him. He was a well-known
What
golfer.
about the string?
No.
See, I
It was
only had
flyers.
string.
He was in South Dallas.
Forceps. Elevator.
It looked like pliers. It was
It's
silver.
like- I know. Yeah.
Oh, no.
Have you ever heard of someone named Dr. Foster Kidd?
Yeah.
Yes, that's the one that kept pulling my teeth back in my younger days
Oh,
before he
my
passed
goodness.
away.
But he was doing some unorthodox stuff, though.
Yeah, Dr. Foster Kidd
Obviously.
was my first ever dentist ever.
He
Yeah.
would scare you into going to other dentists. No, I'm not going to a dentist. He would like his stuff.
He was old school.
Off the chain, yeah. Oh yeah.
So when I get my tooth pulled and my grandmother will hold on to it, she'll take a little brown looking mini envelope and she put the tooth in there and she'll give it to me. And if I went to bed,
You put it on
I
your
just
pillow.
put it on my pillow and next thing I knew, I woke
get
up
$1.
it was $25.
Oh, and you
And
You had
she
$25
put some money in there.
see,
Yeah.
he was rich.
Shoot, the most I got was
I thought that was
$5.
the neatest thing, and
I
that's
got
when I really
$1.
believed it was the Tooth Fairy.
See, yeah. Oh, so you always believe in tooth fairy,
Because
right?
I was sleeping and I wake up, I'm like, wow, where'd this come from?
The tooth fairy.
And she never told me nothing. She like, oh, the Tooth Fairy came. I'm like, wow.
I
I need to break it to you.
Claus.
Did you? Was that your last?
Yeah, he was probably the last one that I didn't believe in because.
Mm-hmm.
It helps.
How's that?
There you go.
Ooh, go ahead, girl. I like
Be like
that.
this one, I hold it like this.
Sure, you're right.
Okay, Derek.
I'll take
Anyway.
good care of you.
You stop. Just stop it. He just.
Sport man.
So that's
sport
like
man.
why
I believed in Santa Claus. No, we was
Secret
really
gardens.
asleep. We really
Yeah, it wasn't
I was
secret.
Tired. We wouldn't have no secret garden around here. It ain't no secret. But no, you know, my mom was a single mom. And I found out later that she would put the gifts in the trunk of the car. So we would not see nothing. I mean, we'd have the Christmas tree up and everything, and we'd be searching through the house. Everybody was like, well, it ain't no Santa Claus. You go searching through the house. I bet your parents got some gifts or your mom got some gifts somewhere. We tore that house up. And I had to be about 12, 13 years old. I'm like, okay. And I knew my mom was working 2-3 jobs, and there's no way she could afford no gifts. But come Christmas morning,
There was a bunch of gifts.
the tree was lit up. The
Yes.
packages were up to the sky.
Santa
We
Claus
had
done come.
Nintendo. We had everything we asked for, and I was like, okay, it has to be a
Santa
Santa Claus.
Claus.
It's got to be. Who else is gonna bring all this stuff? My mother can't afford it.
I knew it
I'm
wasn't.
13 years old saying it's a Santa Claus. I'm telling y'all, the Santa Claus is here.
I knew it wasn't no Santa Claus, and we was in the apartments, and wasn't no chimney in the apartments.
Oh, we had a chimney.
We didn't have no chimney in the apartment, so how you gonna get down the apartment? I'm investigating how you gonna get down the chimney, and ain't no chimney in these apartments.
Oh my goodness.
What do you come through the door? Come through the window? I mean, so
Came somewhere.
He said chimney. It's chimney.
It's
Not
chimney.
chimney.
It's chimney.
Chimney.
Come
on, Cedric.
It's chimney.
You remember that song?
It's chimney. Yeah. That's
Mary Poppins.
Mary Poppins.
Mary
yeah.
Poppins, yeah.
So let's go ahead and get into it. Got a couple of sports
I don't
news.
get to tell you about my weekend.
How was your weekend?
I'm kidding. Go ahead.
I was fascinated by the Santa Claus story
Aww.
at 13 years old.
Yes.
Shut it. Just shut it.
Got issues.
Our weekend was great though.
Okay. Tiger Woods, his ex-girlfriend, did you hear about this? His ex-girlfriend, Kristen Smith, allegedly wants to dissolve their NDA non-disclosure agreement.
Oh, she doing a
Because they
Stormy
broke
Daniels.
up. Well, they broke up, and she said that he cheated on her in 2017. Well, he paid her not to say anything, and signed.
She's a girlfriend.
The ex-girlfriend. And but he paid her to not to say anything.
Mm-hmm.
So she signed the agreement. Now she wants to go back on the agreement.
Well, I mean, that
First of
happened
all,
to Bill
you a
Cosby
girlfriend.
too, though.
It did.
There was non-disclosure. You wasn't supposed to talk about the.
Well, and Donald Trump.
And well, yeah.
But see, Donald Trump had a representative sign on his behalf.
yes.
Tiger didn't. So you can't go back on it. Sorry, Charlie.
She
You
can't.
should have signed it in the
she
first
shouldn't-
place, stupid.
She got paid.
Why would he? That's kind of
That's
right.
what's wrong
Wait,
with
wait,
this?
Extortion to
So
me.
what's so crazy about it? He said that
He wants
if
a cheater, always a
he
cheater.
said that if you did that, if we go back on it, I'm going to release some explicit pictures of you.
Go ahead and get paid.
Wait.
Right. I'm gonna release these pictures of you. If this ain't right, I'm gonna release these pictures.
Oh, that's some. That's a hot mess.
All right. Moving right along. Steve Nash, Jason Kidd.
Where'd you get, Professor? I hear you over there.
The wheels are spinning.
Wait, listen. Headphones on and on. I'm like,
No.
My question is, what do a woman wish to gain from
Exactly.
exposing a man's business in the public? What do you wish?
Exactly.
Pay attention to the question.
First of all, you should have done it in the first place.
Besides the money, trying to expose that man's personal business because he cheating on you. If he cheat on you, talk about it and leave. Just go.
Keep on moving.
Money, 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 money.
Yeah, somebody gonna pay for that story.
But see,
and
it
you're
goes
a
past
girlfriend,
that.
not even a wife.
And your girlfriend, right? Your
That's what I'm
girlfriend.
saying. It goes past that. You got paid. You still want to expose his business.
Yeah.
But
So what do you
But
wish to
she
gain
still
from
want to
that?
make
Maybe
more
she-
money.
She wants some more money.
Maybe she wants to get fame and fortune.
I
She
Maybe,
wants fame and fortune. She wants to write a
It's just
book. She
wicked.
wants to be in the National
Maybe-
Enquirer.
maybe she wants to
be
be
on
on-
some TV shows, some
Mhm.
talk shows.
As a victim.
Right.
As a victim, exactly.
well, I mean, maybe they could do a reality show with her and
That's
all,
what I'm saying.
and all his
That's
other
what they
girlfriends.
want. Look at Stormy
But see-
Daniels. Look at all that she getting because she about to expose
I don't think
Trump.
that's fair.
It's not.
It's not fair.
As much as I don't like what they
And
did,
even what
just leave it alone. You chose to be and put yourself in that position. You
And you
put
signed the
yourself
paper.
there. You knew he had a girlfriend
Right, and you signed
or
the
whatever.
papers.
Yeah,
You
and you
signed
signed
the
the paper.
You
Come on
got
now.
you received
Okay, wait a
funds for
minute.
your silence.
No,
The
she
girlfriend signed the paper or the woman he was cheating
No, the
with
girlfriend
signed
signed the paper. Christian Smith signed a paper, this NDA paper,
the paper. Mhm.
and now she wants to, take it
Because
back.
he cheated on her.
Well,
Mhm.
I believe, okay, if she want to
Girl,
speak
move
on it,
on.
I want the money back plus interest.
Exactly. Well,
And
the other
then
thing,
any speaking engagement, any books, I want
that
I want
back.
some royalties.
The other thing is this right here.
33% of
Yep.
what you're gonna earn.
Mhm.
The other thing is this right here. Let's think about this. The Masters starts this Thursday.
Oh, see,
Trying to take him
See?
off his game.
Mhm.
see.
Right when Tiger Woods is about to climb that ladder, here we
They
go
come
with this
in
stuff
again.
again.
But
It's
see, that
like-
happened to Bill Cosby too.
I mean,
Someone wanted
hateration
to
on
buy
it.
one of the major networks. All this stuff came out about these women. Like,
Did y'all see
I
that
told
movie
Cedric
called
that.
I Think I Love My Wife? Have y'all seen that movie with Chris Rock in it?
Yeah.
The guy in the movie told Chris Rock because he was thinking about cheating on his wife. He and his
Mhm.
wife was having problems or whatever. And his boss told him, he says, you will, what did he say, honey? He said, you will never lose money. You will never lose women chasing after money, but you will lose money chasing after women.
Mhm.
That's the truth.
And that is so true. These guys, they just don't get it. Phyllis said her business will be exposed as well. She's being greedy. She knew what she was getting to at the beginning. Grow up. Exactly. Exactly.
Or
Come
get
on
a
now.
job.
Or get a job.
Get a life.
Where she trying to win it without getting a job.
Man.
Yeah, she just wanted. I mean, that's.
That is what I gotta keep moving on.
Yes.
Steve Nash, Jason Kidd,
Garrett,
Grant Hill, and Marius Cheeks. They lead the
Mo
Cheeks. Yeah,
Cheeks.
2018. They're being inducted to the Hall of Fame.
Get out of here.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes,
I
so we
remember
got
them.
so we have two quote unquote mavericks. Jason Kidd would be an actual maverick. I think Steve Nash would probably go in as a Phoenix Sun.
Yeah. Probably.
Jason Kidd, I believe, is the first drafted Dallas Maverick to go in the Hall of Fame.
I don't believe he is.
That is crazy.
Crazy. That is crazy.
That's something.
Adam Mark Aguirre, Rolando
It's been
Blackman,
30
Derek
years.
Walker.
Yeah.
It's Jason Kidd.
Philadelphia 76ers pay tribute to Julius Dr. J with a sculpture. He get a sculpture.
Oh,
How does
really?
it look?
Yeah.
Okay,
I hadn't
so
seen
we
how it
gonna have
looks.
the Rocky. We gonna run up some stairs and
Yeah.
tap Dr.
No,
J.
they took the Rocky down.
They did? Okay, so they can replace it with Dr. J.
Yeah.
So you run
He
up the stairs
deserves that.
and give him a high five.
He's good for that.
I would love to see Dr.
And then
J
the
meet him in person.
the center fielder for the Rangers, the Shields, is out 46 weeks with a hand fracture.
Yeah, he fractured his what they call a ham bone in his hand. So he think he's gonna come back in 3 weeks, but really the timetable's 4 to 6. As you mentioned, he's lost to the beginning of the season.
All right, birthdays. Eddie Murphy.
Eddie Murphy. So I'm gonna say
Yeah, I know.
And you know what? They played it on the TV this morning. On the
50,
Really?
57.
I was just joking.
All right,
57.
what you got?
57 is your guess. Eddie Murphy. 59.
All right, so 57 is it. So
ding, 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 ding,
really?
ding, ding,
Yeah.
ding, ding.
All right.
I thought it was 56.
it's 57.
I thought they said 56.
Alec Baldwin.
Her name sounds familiar. What did he do?
They all look alike.
Movies.
He
Movies.
imitates
All them Baldwins
Trump
look alike.
on SNL.
He sure does.
Yeah, he does. He is Trump on SNL. Yeah, Alec Baldwin.
51.
Do you know
Can
this?
I guess? Because I don't know that
you
one.
don't know. Yeah.
Alec Baldwin,
he's gotta be up.
66.
I don't think that old.
I can't
You
guess
don't think he's
that.
that old?
I said I can't. I said 51, but I said no, that's too young.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna say he's 69.
69.
No, that's too old.
Okay, he's 60.
Okay.
Doris Day.
Ooh, she's in her 90s.
Doris Day.
Doris Day.
93.
Doris Day.
K Sarah.
I think she was born in 1918. I would say
Let's throw a guess out there.
97.
All right. What do you got?
92.
96.
I said 93.
Oh,
96. Yeah.
Oh, man.
Almost
you
had
were
it.
close. You were
Okay.
closest.
Cam Chancellor. Safety for the Seattle Seahawks. He still plays. So that's so. I'm giving you a hint.
I don't.
Yeah.
He got to be in his 20s.
I'm saying
The hint is he still plays. So that
He
means
still
Oh, he
yeah.
still plays, so he's a little older.
Yeah.
34.
I'm saying 29.
29, 34. What you got?
33.
30.
30.
Man.
Oh, you close again. You win the prize.
Tomorrow, Robert Downey Jr.
Robert Downey Jr. He's 51.
Okay. That's the
I
big.
think.
That's the Big Mouth son.
Wasn't he in
He was
Breakfast Club?
Yeah, well, that's Iron Man.
I know he's
Almost-
Iron Man, but I'm
yes,
saying
yes,
back in the
yes.
day he was in the Breakfast
I
Club,
think
so he's got to be older than us.
Yeah, you said
He's
51.
like 51.
Okay.
Because he was
54.
in that pretty
All right.
pink and all them stories.
54. I'm going to do the prices right. 55.
52.
I was so close.
Jill Scott.
Oh, Jill Scott. Goodie, you got a guess? Our guest is here.
Jill Scott has to be 35.
No.
Dang. You shooting way low.
Yeah, Jill Scott is
older
in
than
her
that.
40s.
Mm-hmm.
She got to be maybe 49, 48.
You got me on that one.
46?
43?
45.
Oh,
Okay.
close.
Kelly Price.
Kelly Price. Oh my gosh. Okay, she did stuff with R. Kelly.
Don't start there. Don't do
Wait,
that.
Like what kind of stuff?
Right.
I'm gonna say 42.
She did the gospel album with him.
Oh yeah, okay. Well,
Okay, she was his big sister.
yeah, I remember that song.
that
Okay.
She cleaned it up.
Okay, I was gonna say because R. Kelly.
Right.
I'm gonna say 42.
Kelly Price. 48.
All right, what do you have?
46.
44.
Goodie?
What?
Oh.
Good. He said
45.
44. Pharrell, we got three more. Pharrell Williams.
For
Who was
real.
that?
Yeah, Pharrell.
Because I'm happy.
Oh,
What
yes,
we
happy.
got dinged for on Facebook.
26.
He's young.
Keep going.
28.
I thought
No,
it was
it's not
like
that.
37.
All right.
What do you think? 35?
He's 44.
Oh, you
Get here. He looks like a kid.
Sterling
Wow.
K. Brown.
Sterling K. Brown. This is us.
Yeah, this
I
is us.
love him. Oh my
So
gosh.
love him.
Oh my gosh, I love him. I can't wait till that show comes out.
All right. Well,
Gosh. 38?
Mm-mm.
That's too young?
what you got?
I'm going 47.
51? Goodie says 51.
What do you have?
49.
41.
41.
41.
Oh,
Okay.
wow.
I was close.
And
I said 38.
Christopher Reed.
Oh,
Christopher who?
Christopher Reed.
Kid Play.
Oh.
Roll with Kid Play. Everybody say,
O-Y-O-I-A.
Christopher Reed.
Roll with Kid and Play now.
Let's
Ooh.
see. He
He was the bright one.
every bit
That's
up
wrong.
in
You
his.
are so wrong for saying that.
He was in his 20s back in the early 90s.
For light skins.
I know. Discrimination.
I want to
Run
say
rampant.
he is 55.
57.
no, 53.
Ooh,
Goodie,
what you
wait.
got, Goodie?
49.
49. We got a winner here, 53.
53. Ding, 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 ding.
All right.
1 out of 12.
We got a,
Hey.
and then born on this day, still dead.
Who?
Who?
Booker T. Washington.
Oh.
He died at 56.
Oh, okay.
What? How old was he
Trump
when he
thinks
passed
he's
away?
still alive.
Booker T.
How old was he when he passed?
He was 56 when he passed.
Oh wow. Oh.
But back in the day, they
Yeah, they died off early.
But
back in
Booker
the
T.
day.
Washington, there's a school named Booker T. Washington probably in every city.
Oh,
Just like there's an MLK Street and
Yeah,
Malcolm
in
X
every
Street.
city in the
In every city,
Right.
you have to have.
That's mad respect.
Yeah.
That's mad respect for him.
Yeah.
We almost got every elementary or high school named after him.
And we
And
got,
here we have the performing arts school.
which my dad graduated from, Booker T. Washington. It wasn't performing arts then, he graduated. But actually my dad
But he
graduated.
could do performing arts. Your dad is a
Yeah,
white
he is a
performer.
comedian, yeah. He graduated from Booker T. Washington. My grandmother graduated from Booker T. Washington. My great grandmother graduated from Booker T.
I
Washington.
didn't know that.
Yep.
Learn something new every day.
Yeah, we go back to 18 something in the city.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so we're gonna take a quick break. When we come back, let me kind of give the rundown real quick. We do have an in studio guest. We're gonna talk about the NCAA winner, Villanova, and Lewis takes the whole crown. We'll talk Major League Baseball. Woo! We've got the
Put that Ric Flair on you.
yeah, I got you. Woo! Shelly comes back with the entertainment. We have our special guest, Marcus Goodie Goodloe. He has a book called Habits. Where is it at? He has a great book called 6 Steps
To the art of influence.
Yeah, 6 steps to the art of influence.
Okay.
Habits, and he actually breaks down habits. So each each word has its own meaning.
Each letter.
Each letter has its own meaning, so I'll be really interested in talking to him about that. Tawana's going to bring in her health segment, and I think we have an April challenge.
We did.
I'm scared. So
Yeah, me too. You missed it.
then we end it with when we have 4 quarters. We do have the he say she say,
Yes.
which is pretty. It's going to be an interesting topic. It's about sharing is caring, right?
Yeah.
Sharon is Karen.
We'll
Sometimes
use
it
the
ain't.
other one next week.
Yeah.
So
So
well, no, that's my deep bag of topics. So if you want to use next week, that's fine. But if you already had something in line, that's my emergency one because I had 3 of them.
we heard a couple of your
Did y'all get
emergencies.
the list?
We heard a couple of your emergencies.
Yeah, you got some good ones.
All right, so we'll be
No,
right.
we can use that one next week.
That's a good
Okay.
We'll be right back. This is 411 Sports Talk Radio, forumradionetwork.com. Be sure to call in 469-249-2411. You can go to the website at www.411radionetwork.com or 411sportsnews.com. There's plenty of ways you can get in touch with us. So we'll be right back.
Let's roll.
Woo.
I don't know. You play a musical
Hey,
chair?
Lewis, man. Hey, Lewis, good. All right. Good to meet you, sir. All right. Appreciate you, sir. Thanks for having me. I really appreciate it. Really
Yeah,
honored.
watch your head. We don't have many tall people in the house.
Really honored.
How's your back?
We ain't got no great. No, it's great. We ain't got no insurance either. So.
Here or there?
Louis, you know to stay on?
I can.
We doing sports.
Okay.
He's not coming on. He's on, but he's not coming on to talk about his stuff today.
Okay.
Yeah.
He's just talking sports with us.
Okay, so we switching to one half? Okay. Yeah, I ain't got to climb to the mic.
I thought she was gonna stay on.
I thought she was too.
You not gonna stay on too?
That's awesome. I think we're going to go all five of them.
Well, it's not another. We could bring another chair from downstairs.
And have us sit here. Okay.
Y'all can share the mic, no?
I got a mic.
Is it gonna
No, he has a fifth mic.
I got a
He has a fifth mic.
Alright, come on.
Come on, Swan.
We don't leave nobody out.
And what about the chair? You want to bring one from
You wanna get
downstairs?
it? Well, it's down on the skirt. You want to sit in the chair on the end?
Y'all switch out.
Well, I'll let her sit on. Let me sit on that.
Yeah. Gotta figure it out. This is Benchwarmer.
So I call him Benchwarmer. Not
Benchwarmer.
Cedric.
Not Cedric, yeah. Don't let it slip.
Yeah, I'm one in 12 states, so.
Wait.
I'm one in 12 states. So you said, man, we're trying to
Oh,
follow.
no, man.
You want to put it under or over?
Put it down. I like it.
So it's Benchwarmer, the doctor.
Oh, man. Oh, I gotta get this right.
Yeah, the doctor and the professor.
You need a
And
hand
I'm
up.
security.
Oh,
Hey, somebody gave me the
Wait,
name. I
wait.
didn't choose it.
Goodie. You can understand why she's security, right? Just
Watch
think.
out there now. Watch out. Watch out. He doesn't know me in that capacity. I'm very humble.
Oh, you ever get on
The
top?
doctor and the professor.
Alright, headsets, you have to.
No, I'm trying to get this playlist.
Right? It's a mix,
Yes, you can.
but it's okay.
Are y'all ready to come back?
Yeah. Put your headphones on.
So we're both vocal and digital.
Yeah.
All right. I didn't put any makeup on the board.
You'll be alright. Today. Slide over.
Like completely blocked.
Thank you.
Alright, ready?
All right. Y'all hear that mix? That's lemon pepper.
Hey,
That's
put
lemon
some
pepper.
seasoning
Put some
on it.
seasoning on that bad boy. That little mix there. They call it lemon pepper. Lemon pepper.
DJ.
Test
Gave
it.
us the
Can you hear me?
mix.
Oh, let's see. Let's see. Okay, we got you. You good?
Can y'all hear me?
Yes, we can.
Okay, cool.
You good?
Let's roll.
All right, that's lemon pepper. You remember lemon pepper, Lewis?
DJ Lemon Pepper.
Professor?
Who will ever forget a name like that?
Lemon pepper,
We
yeah.
met him at an event and we were like, what is it? He said, yeah, I put seasoning on it. I was like, oh, okay, that's what you mean. I was like, because I said heard lemon pepper, I'm thinking wings.
All right, so we're joined by the Reverend Deacon Dr. Doug, Marcus Goodloe. You're not going anywhere. I can call you Marcus, right? Goodie?
Yeah, absolutely.
Can I call you Goodie?
Absolutely.
All right.
My friends call me that. My students don't, but you, my
All right,
friend.
yeah,
yes.
okay.
Absolutely.
Would you
You got a tight squeeze.
Yeah, you
got
know,
your elbow room?
I'm good. I'm good.
Okay.
I love the closeness.
we're gonna talk.
We act like we like each
We're
other.
going to talk to you about your book in the second hour, but we want to bring you in on this. Yeah, I know you're a sports guy.
Yes, I am, and I'm fearful though because I think the most recent sporting event you may ask me about, and I am totally clueless.
That's okay.
What?
We all
NCAA?
lost.
I am totally clueless.
That's okay. We all
Didn't
lost.
watch it.
Yeah, I do know Villanova won.
Yes.
Yes.
That's 2 championships out of the last.
And the last 3
years.
Yes.
That's about all I know.
That's better than what we.
That's about it.
Okay.
So Villanova beats Michigan 79-62, and it really wasn't even close.
It was-
Yeah.
In the beginning, it
Well,
was.
in the
It started out,
Michigan was
You know,
up.
0-0. 0-0.
Well, you heard that.
Well, it was like
That was close. Yeah.
2018.
Yeah. It
And
could
then I
go
think
either
after
way.
that, it was gone.
And after 0-0, we don't know what's going to happen.
Yeah, I heard, Clark Kellogg's talking about, I don't know who he predicted right before the game, but for the analyst for CBS, but he said this is a possible upset game. And from my understanding, it wasn't even close.
It wasn't even close.
It wasn't.
It wasn't even close. I was listening to a guy earlier. He said, "No, Villanova is going to blow Michigan out the water." And what's so crazy about it is the seventh man on the bench is what did he? Who was that?
Oh man, I do know this guy was unconscious. He scored a record. What is it?
Like 31. Yeah, he scored 30. Yeah, 37. I think he had 37
off the bench.
Off the
Off
bench.
the bench.
Crazy.
Bench warmer. I'm just
See,
saying.
see.
Bro, you may have to get a new name
Hey, see?
because he bench warmer 2.0.
Yeah, he more than me. I'm like, don't put me in, coach. He said, put me in, coach. But no, he was like, I was like, and did you see some of the plays he was making though? I mean, he was driving. I mean, like some serious drives.
Yes.
Like quick drives. Like you couldn't like, as soon as he got off the ball, it was like, bam, he's at the basket.
This had no answer for him.
We none.
We woke up just in time to watch it.
Yeah, we did.
Oh, you did?
Yeah, we did.
Yeah,
Yeah.
just in time to watch the game.
Oh, we can miss the car, but we can't miss that though, right? What's up with that, right?
That's terrible.
But he was hitting threes all over the place. I mean, it's like anything he wanted to do, he did.
I think Villanova was one team in the tournament that people didn't expect them to be as dominant as they were throughout the tournament.
I did.
The tournament.
Tournaments.
To the point to where every team that they faced, they beat them by double
By
digits.
double digits,
At
yes.
least by 12 points
Yes.
or more
I had them going to the Final Four. I just didn't have them going all the way to the
to the
championship.
championship and winning it.
And winning
Yeah.
it, right.
But
I had
one person-
Michigan going.
But one person did.
Mm-hmm.
One person had
Somebody
Villanova
won the bracket over here.
winning.
Somebody
Won
won the
The one
bracket.
that chose Villanova to go all the way, and I was right.
Professor.
Yeah.
Professor won.
Professor.
I was in the lead until Duke
Wow.
lost.
I was
Yeah.
not
I had
in the
Duke
league
all the
at
way.
all throughout that bracket until
That
game.
last one, yeah.
Until
Man.
that last game.
I lost it when Virginia lost it.
No,
Oh,
North
man.
Carolina.
No, I had North Carolina, but when Virginia lost, it just threw my whole thing off.
Oh, I thought it was North
Mine
Carolina.
busted
Session
back
was
then,
done
too.
before the
Oh,
Elite Eight.
absolutely.
Yeah,
Who picked UMBC?
Nobody.
Right.
No, and I
I
guarantee.
do know that. I did hear about that because it was like, let me see if I can remember. It's Baltimore County.
Somebody.
Yeah.
Yeah.
University of
You
Maryland,
can
Baltimore
pay your
County.
tuition later.
Right. Is it Baltimore?
Just enroll.
Yeah. Just come on in.
Just come on in.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was
Whatever.
like-
Bring some chalk and a board. 'cause
Yeah,
we don't
yeah.
Have a white
It was like Cedar Valley.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Baltimore County of Maryland.
Mountain View College.
That's cold-blooded.
And people have
El
Virginia
Centro.
as the
Community
top
colleges
seed.
are great. That was a
Yes.
university.
No, yeah.
That was a university. There's a difference.
Yeah, but they still.
University should not be on a community college level. Community colleges are built that way to have you come in and walk in and just pay and go to school. But the university,
but El Centro should not be beating Virginia.
yeah, that's
And
true.
it wasn't even close.
I mean,
From the start,
from the start to the
buzzer
finish.
the end, they were killing Virginia.
And so you really can't argue it was an upset because
It
that
was.
that
That
was a
was an
convincing
upset.
win.
Yeah,
It wasn't like a buzzer.
It was only upset after 0-0 went off the board.
right.
There it is.
But the most troubling thing about that is Virginia got blown by this team. The game
Yeah,
wasn't even
Exactly.
close.
It was not
Right.
And
close.
they are
Right.
one seed.
Yeah.
Not even close.
I'm just-
And not only are they're the number one seed, UMB, them acronyms, whatever they,
UMBC.
University of Maryland.
They were number 64.
Mm-hmm.
They were 63 because Texas Southern was 64.
Wow, one of the
Yeah,
last
they
thing
were
we did.
way
That was embarrassing.
We all know their name now.
Right.
Now, I guarantee you next year they won't even be in the tournament.
Yeah.
That's a possibility.
Are they accredited?
I don't know. We got to see their credit. Gotta check
They
their,
should be.
we got to check their accreditation.
Not a clue.
But as a matter of fact, they're going to lose their accreditation, go back down to junior college.
Boy, you need to stop. Okay,
But they had
so
their little moment though.
they did.
One shining.
One shot, yeah. And
That's all it takes.
they
So
got,
you can
Is
sing.
Luther
Live
still singing? I mean,
function.
I know he's not, but who have they done
yeah,
a remake?
Luther can still sing.
Yeah.
No, have they done a
Who
remake?
was that?
Who does it now? No.
Ruben Studdard is the
Ruben
reincarnation
Studdard.
of Luther.
Pour some out for Luther, man. Pour some out. Pour it out.
Ruben Studdard is Ruben Studdard still around?
Yes, he is.
He's still around.
He is.
He lost
Ruben
a
Studdard.
whole bunch of weight.
Did he?
American Idol.
American
First
Idol.
American Idol.
He's still
Wait.
around.
All I remember, God bless the child. We just keep it moving.
No, that was Fantasia.
Fantasia did God bless.
She did God Bless the Child. She did
Celebrating home
Summertime.
was,
Yeah.
right.
Summertime.
Oh, okay.
She is
Shout
so
out to
amazing.
real quick.
She is.
Speaking of American Idol, off topic, but shout out to Marshall Donaldson from Compton.
What?
Marshall
Oh
Donaldson
yeah, he's from Compton, y'all.
He not only is from Compton like me, but he's actually our server at a restaurant that I can't name because I don't think they're allowed to say. But we see him all the time where we live in Redondo, and we've known him for about 3 or 4 years. And he just told us, he calls us fam. Hey fam, some good news coming, and he would just kind of bait us and tell us. And lo and behold,
He's on American Idol.
We've watched
What
his
a
journey for the
That's
last 4 years. This is his
What
sort of
they-
second
It's cool
run.
to know people that are on
The
American
story
Idol.
behind it, he took his sister's child. His sister was dealing with controlled substance issues and just abuse issues, and so the court was going to take the child, and he took custody of the child.
Wow.
And taking him on as a father.
Wow.
Anyway, it's a great story.
That's awesome.
I
We need to
digress.
hear
I'm
more
sorry.
about that. That's okay.
It's a great story.
I'm stuck on Compton.
Yeah, straight
Yeah,
out.
he's straight
Straight out
out
of Compton.
Right out of Compton.
You know, there were some surprising things that someone gave a presentation about their life in Compton, and to see that they will have an avocado tree and some livestock. It was very interesting because the only thing that you can imagine that's come from Compton is the roughness, the rough
Bloods and the
side.
Crips.
Because that's what
But
we
when
see in the media.
Yes, but it was just a beautiful presentation
In
of
the-
what Compton is.
In the late 20s, early 30s, Compton was,
It was a
30s,
thriving.
It was a predominantly white town. It was agriculture, farming, horse, et cetera, et cetera.
Wow.
And so, and an interesting little tidbit about Compton. Compton's nickname is called the Hub City.
Really?
And so, if you think of a wheel, like a wheel in the center. So, if you get a map of LA County
So Compton's right in the middle.
and look at every city, Compton is so ironic that this city is just known for drugs and violence and destruction. It's ironic that it is the center of Los Angeles.
Get out
It
of
is the
town.
center of all cities around that city, and so it's called the Hub City. And so there's a lot of beauty, but there's a lot of brokenness, there's a lot of pain, but there's a lot of promise. I'm one of those products of promise that have come out of Compton. I'm proud of that, and Compton Public Schools, and but yeah, my mom still lives in Compton. I lost my sister about a month and a half ago. We buried her in Compton, and so I'm a product of Compton, proud of that. But now I live quite west of there, but I get back over there a couple of weeks or a couple of times a month or so to take mom to lunch.
Okay.
Hang out with
That's
mom.
nice.
So,
Awesome.
anyway.
Cool. We're actually having our family reunion in LA next year,
Oh,
and we're looking for stuff to do. And I forgot you're in the area, so you could give me some
So we
tips.
come on over
And
to
my
West.
brother-
Come on over to us. Come
Oh, to you?
west.
Yeah,
Come
my
west.
brother is like, I want to go to Compton. I want to go to Compton.
Maybe you
He's never-
do, you don't.
Well, he
Time of
lives
the
in
day.
Sacramento, and I'm like, okay, you haven't been there yet. He's been in Sacramento for years.
Okay.
Jay.
So-
You'll be fine.
So we gonna see
Be
you.
mindful of the time.
So we're gonna see you on the remake of Straight Outta Compton. You gonna think that'll be a good night?
Is that in the mix?
It's gonna be the brother just walking.
We're doing I'm doing a Compton Initiative project in a couple of weeks with our church. We're doing a sort of a beautification project for the city of Compton. We partner up with some nonprofit organizations as well as our church, and we're going back to my hood, my home, if you will, and we're going to do some beautification projects, painting, shrubbery, that kind of stuff.
Okay.
Yeah. Anyway, it's great to get back.
We got to get to Compton, honey.
Okay, I'll
bring
make
a trip.
I'll bring my gas. Is that an open carry law over there?
Well, not legally.
Okay, well, who was doing stuff legal then anyway?
Yeah.
So let me give you the rundown of the winners.
Real quick, is it Richard Sherman from Compton?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, so he's another part of Compton.
Not only that, Richard Sherman, my man on the show, ABC show, sitcom show, family show with Lawrence Fishburne. His name just escaped me.
Anthony Anderson.
Okay. Blackish, right?
Yeah. We have a lot of.
Wow.
So that's what's up.
I can't get into
Venus Williams.
Absolutely.
I can't get into Blackish. I don't know.
Hasn't been my flow. I've never watched that episode.
I tried to watch it and I just couldn't get into it.
Jinx, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 10.
Oh, hush.
Okay. So let me run down the winners. Sports radio DJ 108.
Yes.
You ended with 108.
The only one in triple digits.
Okay. Rub it in. Go ahead.
Rub it on in there, Professor. Rub it in.
Go ahead.
Yes, sir.
Give him his applause.
We'll give you props.
Thank you very much.
It's not.
So he's late.
Yeah, well, it's
it's not working. Now, if he had won,
it does its own thing. Yeah.
If he won, the applause would have worked for him.
Paradise
the applause button.
came in number 2.
Woo, that's
95,
me.
right?
Security. She had 95.
Security.
That's me.
One of my co-workers, Julie, came in number 3. She had 85. Jay Goff, my dad, came in number 4. He had 76.
Okay.
Who did he pick to win?
He picked Virginia.
Okay, that's right.
Yeah. Kevin came in number.
It's his brother.
Yeah, number 5. He had 60.
Okay.
We need a name for Kevin when he calls in.
I don't know. We had to.
The analyst.
Yeah.
The reporter.
The reporter. Yeah.
The reporter. Yes.
Yeah, that's good. Yeah, that would be. He would love it too. And then I came in number 7. I came in number 6 at 46 points.
Oh, yeah, 56.
I had 56, yeah.
Okay. You was stuck on 40 for me.
Yeah, I know. Martez come in number 7 at 50.
The substitute.
See, so that's where I'm good, because guess what? I beat him, and when he started doing his bracket, he gonna brag. So I'm good. And then we had late bloomers. Shelly's filled out 1,200 brackets.
Oh my goodness.
I have 3 brackets.
My nephew Noah comes in number 10, and then and Cedric comes in number 11. So
his alter ego.
Yeah. So that's how it ended up. I was thinking about doing a golf bracket, because
for the Masters.
Yeah, for the Masters. Yeah.
Thursday.
That's interesting.
The DVR set.
Yeah.
Tee time is
the first one's
10:30ish East Coast time. Tiger
tees off at 9:45
local time.
Local
time.
time. Yeah.
So 10:40. East Coast
What's
time.
the best golf course in California, in the LA area?
Oh, we have many.
PGA style.
So wow.
My uncle's gonna be looking for a golf.
Well, there's a couple private ones. You got to have the hookup.
Private money.
But there's one in Los Verdes that I play. I just played that Saturday. It's a public course. It's considered in the top 100 of public courses.
Really?
Wow.
A couple nice courses in the Palm Desert area. We have a couple of nice courses in Lakewood area, Long Beach.
All right.
So this
is all LA area.
It just depends on his flavor and how much money he wants to spend.
Right. Well, my uncle don't play when it comes to golf.
Yeah.
His pockets are deep when it comes to golf.
Well, tell him to text me. I'll give him some. And if he needs somebody to play along,
there you go.
We'll let you know for sure.
I played in Vegas.
Yeah.
And you talking about hot?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
They have different rates for the time of day. So
It's
like when you try to golf, like you save money if you golf after 12, but they figure no one wants to be out there. Before.
We went out there. We had probably a 10 o'clock tee time or something like that. And they had, when we got there, they had ice sitting on the carts. They had the wet towels sitting on the cart. Yes, and they got ice towels in the cart. Yes. Yeah. It was murder. I was like, oh my God, it's so hot. And it's a dry heat too.
Yeah, you can't go nowhere.
No trees and nothing like that.
It's like a third person among you.
Yeah.
You're like,
What?
hey man, you got somebody else with you? Yeah, he.
Heat, yeah.
He.
Call him Heat. So let's do this right here. We kind of ran a little bit over time. Let's move forward. Let's move back. Go ahead and move into baseball.
Yes.
How are you with baseball?
I love it. It's actually my favorite sport. Even though I didn't play professionally, it's my favorite sport.
Favorite team?
Yankees.
The New York Yankees.
Yeah,
All
straight up
right.
Yankees. Obviously Dodgers, being from LA, but grew up a Dodgers fan. I'm an old school Dodgers fan. Steve Garvey, Ron Say, Davey Lopes,
You old
Rick
old.
Monday,
Very.
Fernando Guerrero, and then in the last 20 years been a Yankee fan. And so yeah, it was a tough. I'm still not over Game 7.
But I say I don't understand this. How do you go from
Astros?
How do you go from LA? You're in LA. You can't go from LA and go way over to New York and say I'm a Yankee fan. You can't do that.
You can, because I like winners.
You see that?
One out of
Right.
You can't argue with
The
that.
Yankees have won
Cannot.
1 out of 4 championships in Major League Baseball. They spare no expense. You got to admit their gear, their brand. It's just
Yeah.
they wear, just their sense of professionalism. You know, no facial hair. You do it the Yankees way. No names on the back. There's no showboating. I love that. I've always loved that about the Yankees.
They
It's just
focused.
they're focused, and you know, it's an organization. You know, George Steinbrenner is long gone, but it's an organization that has always prided itself, at least in the last 30 years, on excellence.
Yeah.
So-
Even
It's about the game.
even bringing in A-Rod.
Yep.
They
He's my favorite player.
they tuned him down.
He's remade himself.
Yeah, he has. I mean, in the
Now,
broadcast booth is.
Fox now with ESPN.
And I didn't think he would be that good.
No, I knew he would be good. He's
In
always
the broadcast booth.
always been articulate, always been
Very thorough
poised.
individual.
Yeah.
He's
Yeah.
just very
He's
articulate.
meticulous. You know, that was even part of his vice in terms of going the wrong way. I think he had so much. He talked about he had so much pressure signing that contract, which started here.
Yeah.
With the Rangers, $250 million.
Yeah.
$240 million.
Are we still paying him or are we finished with that?
But just felt that pressure, but meticulous and just always mindful of his image and those type of things that, you know, but I'm so proud of him because his story is that of a redemptive story. I mean, in some ways, you know, he's got a great relationship, great with his kids. He's remade himself into professional ranks, and he is listened to when he speaks. He knows what he's talking about.
Yeah.
So,
People listen.
Do we have is Houston, are they, right now they're ranked one of the best, they're the best team in baseball right now.
Which is who the Rangers struggle with to open the season.
Oh, the Rangers.
They lost 3 or 4
3 or 4, but they,
to this team.
and then they're losing to the A's right now. Oakland A's. They lost yesterday to the A's.
Yep. Last night they lost to the A's 3-1. Their 5th starter is 44-year-old pitcher Bartolo Colon.
Right.
yeah.
Who out of the Rangers pitching staff of Bartolo Colon, Mike Minor, oh my God, Cole Hamels, and there are 2 others I can't think of. Bartolo Colon pitched the best.
He's ageless, man. What is he like?
He's
44, yeah.
And
What's
he was solid.
the age in baseball? Like, you know, how old do they play to?
They play pretty long.
They play pretty long.
Yeah.
It's a really,
Because baseball is not a physical sport.
right.
I mean, it's. I mean, you're not gonna break. I mean, if you break something, you break it on your own.
Right.
You know, it's just not like you're gonna run into somebody and break anything. So that's a less physical sport. So you can actually play baseball. It's almost like playing golf. You play golf for a long time too. You know,
With the exception, golf don't have the running.
I was
So that's
gonna
a
say,
lot
but
of
No, they
baseball
got
has
the
a lot
walking.
of running
Yeah,
and
but
swinging
but
of
if
the
you
bat.
take care of your body though, you can do that for a long time.
But the pitcher, I mean, you got to use so much force with your arm.
But they don't.
pitch.
But you only pitch for like. You don't pitch every single game. You pitch one time and you're off for like at least 4 or 5 games.
Oh, gotcha. Okay.
You know, so they do that rotation, and then you don't even pitch the full game.
Mm,
You may go 7 innings.
gotcha.
You know, if you're good, you can go 7 innings, and then you're out. Back in the day, they went, and I don't understand that though. Pitchers then in the 70s and the 50s, they went the full game.
Yeah. That's kind of the old school, new school though, like the Goose Gossages of the world, you know, who was a reliever for the Yankees. Now you have guys who are literally setup guys, but you have guys who will come in for not an inning. You have guys who will come in for a batter,
Right.
or even for a couple of pitches,
And then go out.
And go out. I mean,
Yeah.
it's that
Situational pitching.
Yeah, situational pitching, yeah.
Yeah. Oh, he's a right-hander. You know, his average against this guy is 250. is a man on base. You know, so you have the analytical aspect of baseball. Then you have the feel, so that old school versus new school. But yeah, you have guys that are like specialists.
Well, this is a left-handed batter, so
because they go by matchups, kind of like how the NBA does it. Sometimes that's right. Your starting lineup might not be the same because of who you're going against. So baseball's real predicated on matchups, and that's why things like what he just explained happens.
They'll look at your overall. He hasn't fared well with this pitcher over the last 5 times he's faced him, so you're going to sit tonight.
Right.
They actually anticipate whether or not you're going to be successful, and it's like in no other sport you do that. Maybe in the Ryder Cup in golf you do, but in no other sport you don't like have a basketball game where you go, hey, you're going to sit tonight. Right. Because, you know, or in football you're going to sit tonight.
Because they play the best player all the time in those sports, basketball and
that's why they wear them out.
Yeah. Well, in football you only have 16 games, so you really just have half the year. Baseball, you got 162 games.
Yeah.
You know, basketball, you got like 80 something. What do you have? Like 82 games. You know, so and they're playing like back to back. You know, every other night. Basketball's Tuesdays and Thursdays, and sometimes
I always
on
felt
Saturdays.
like baseball could be shortened by at least 25.
It should be. Yeah. It could be. It could be. So, Houston. First of all, is Houston the best team in baseball right now?
Hands down.
They got Bam Bam. They still got Bam Bam. Little man.
Yeah. And if you can't take it, if you can't deal with Houston, then But how often do we see back-to-back world champions? And in baseball, you don't see that.
Well, back to the Yankees.
Well, yeah,
I was gonna say
except
the Yankees.
Not since the Yankees.
Not since the Yankees, yeah.
But I mean, there is no person in the Astros lineup, as we saw with LA in the championship, that you can take off. I mean, that you can take for granted. That you can go, okay.
You got to watch out for everybody in their lineup.
Everybody in their lineup can put wood on the ball, up and down, and they just find a way to get it done.
And they play defense. They're run like for these past 6 games. They've only had like 36 runs.
Wow.
And this past 6, I mean, that means no one's getting on.
And I think the batter of that lineup is Jose Altuve. He is
Bam Bam. Fire. That's what I call him, Bam Bam.
Yeah.
He gets up there. No, seriously, he gets up, and his bat is bigger than he. All he's missing is Bam Bam. And it was just like, in the championship, I was yelling at the TV, don't pitch to him. It was like,
get a ball.
The chances were, more likely than not, he was going to get a hit, and it was going to be a painful one. He was going to like drive and a run, be in multiple, and he's just, I think you can make the argument, he is the best postseason player in the history of baseball now. I think, Reggie Jackson.
I was going to say Reggie Jackson might have something to say about that.
But when you look at the numbers and what he's done, you're just like, this guy is unconscionable.
Is he a better Frank Thomas?
Oh, yeah.
A whole lot better Frank Thomas?
Just for the numbers, I think the numbers are there. I don't know
sure
Frank's
power
numbers extensively, but what he's been able to do, the fear he puts into pitchers, situational hitting, what he's able to do. The thing about him is he's able to do what is necessary. Some hitters are, and I'm not a huge Yasiel Puig fan. He lacks discipline. He lacks focus. He lacks the ability to go, what is it that my team needs me to do? I need to get a pitch that I can drive. I need to get a pitch that I can get in the air because I need to get this person off.
We need to get on,
With Altuve, he does what is necessary, and he's brilliant. And I just watch this guy just with great envy, but also with great awe. He's phenomenal.
Yeah,
and he's worth every dime he gets. He gets like, I don't know, his money is like the equivalent of like Puerto Rico, his economy or something.
So this team right here is, we had Nolan Ryan. Nolan Ryan put this team together very well. We wound up giving up Nolan Ryan for who was the manager? Not the manager, but the GM.
I was gonna bring that up because
Daniels. Is this his last stop?
Ever since Nolan Ryan left the Rangers to become, he didn't really lead the Rangers. He kind of got booted out.
Yeah, he got booted out by Daniels.
Right, because John Daniels was the up and coming next phenom, and Nolan went back to Houston where he played ball. Yeah, and I'm gonna stay here. They became a better team instantly. And that should say something.
I think our time was those 2 World Series.
And that Nolan Ryan had his hands all over that.
Yep.
Gotta give him his credit.
And that was it. after the 2 World Series, John Daniels is trying to put something together, and you got Bannister, and Bannister is a good manager, but you're using players that just not stepping up to the plate.
And that's why Nolan Ryan is for me, a talent evaluator.
Mm-hmm.
He's very good at that. He used the Astros farm system, and look where he at. Jose Altuve, in their 4-game series, he had 16 at-bats and had 9 hits.
Mm-hmm.
That's crazy.
That's crazy. But the other thing is right here, John Daniels, we had a good farm system. The problem is we started trading away players.
Right.
I mean, we was trading away players like they snacks.
Right.
and these players go on these other teams are just doing something, and we bring these old bad players on, and our pitching is crappy. We have no defense at all.
I was gonna say before Oakland's game last night, no Rangers starting pitcher went to the 6th inning.
Right.
None of them.
They all out.
The bullpen is already getting worn out.
And the bullpen is gonna get killed this year.
And our starters are Cole Hamels, somebody named Doug Fister, Matt Moore, Mike Minor, and Bartolo Colon, who, by the way, last night was the best of the 5, believe it or not.
But then he got killed.
Well, after the 6th inning, they start hitting up on him. They start touching him up. And he's 44 years old, so I mean, try to take care of his
expect him to do that, yeah.
Right. Colon is known to be on fire when he's rested, but throughout the season, he gets weaker and weaker. And before you know it, he's out after the 4th inning.
And so, see, my whole thing with the Rangers is I've always looked at the Rangers and say, wait till All-Star break. Because after the All-Star break is when they break down.
That's your favorite.
After All-Star break, there's just no more Rangers.
Like Bernie Mac said, when we break, we break.
Yeah. It's done. Yeah. We sitting out not 15 minutes. We're going to stay 20.
Where's Jim? Have you seen Johnny?
Yeah, out there. Yeah, he on a break. He's been out there for like 30 minutes.
And our batting right now after 5 games is horrible. We're batting only 201 as a team.
We have
26 out of 30 teams.
And remember when the Rangers used to have all the bats and didn't have no pitching?
Right.
Yes. we can hit up a storm, but then we get hit on all the time. Now we ain't got we have no pitching, we have no bats.
Right. And remember, this is after Nolan Ryan left.
Yeah.
So the GM they hired, remind me his name?
John Daniels.
Is he like the Epstein of his time, supposedly, or the Brian Cashman of his day? I mean, is that?
Oh my God.
Welcome back, Carter.
Man.
I mean, he seems to have a very good head on his shoulder. I think it's pretty good management, but I think it's the decision making.
Okay. In game time or?
No,
it's an organization.
Yeah. Farm system. Because, like I said, they trade away too many of the players that can be stars. And they're bringing in, and like Yu Darvish, I think they screwed up that whole Yu Darvish thing. I think they messed that whole thing up.
No, I think what they really messed up on was with Jerson
Profile. Yeah.
They really.
Because they had no real place to put him.
Right.
And well, they could have put him in a good spot. But then they chose to put him at first baseman, and they tried to move him again.
The second.
Yeah. They was all over the place. Which, if you put him in one spot, you put him at first base, let him play first. I don't think he could have played first. Maybe a shortstop, something like that. But you put him somewhere and you leave him there, and you let him gain that experience.
And they didn't want to trade him because he was a valuable piece. And
right.
Now his trade
stock has gone down.
Way, way down now. So I don't think they handled him right.
No, I don't think so either. Are we talking off air or on air?
Just send an invitation.
Oh, okay.
Send an invitation?
No, okay, we're sending invitations. We're doing invites now. As a matter of fact, we're gonna take a break while we're doing invites.
Okay.
When we come back, we're getting into habits.
Yes.
All right.
Because we all have.
We do the ticker first.
Oh, we got to do the entertainment ticket, and we get into habits because we all got bad habits. So we brought we brought Goodie on to.
What's on the table for this one?
It's gonna be good.
Yeah,
we'll be good.
Really good.
So when Goodie leaves, we should all be fixed with our habits, right?
That's the goal.
As well as your health.
Oh, health and habits. God, do I have to stay for these segments?
Yes, you do.
There will be a test.
Oh, you right in the middle of it.
Yeah,
You can't move. You're stuck.
Pop quiz. Okay, so this has been 401 Sports Talk Radio on 401RadioNetwork.com. Be sure to Call in. You can call in 469-249-2411. I like that 2411.
I know you do.
Yeah. Or you can look us online. Yeah, you get us online at 411radionetwork.com or 411sportsnews.com.
There's a theme there. Everything
411. Yeah, it's all about information, and that's what we're giving out. So when we come back, we're gonna give out more information about habits, how bad our habits are, and how can we correct them.
Yes.
All right.
This has been okay. I already said that. We out.
Let's roll.
Beep, beep, beep.
I'm still not getting the.
What you trying to do? You trying
I
to
want
invite?
you to send me an invite because I still can't get to the page. I'm just looking forward to
So how you want to go? We're gonna introduce the book.
Yeah, just flow with it. Like you each letter has a word behind it, and I'll give a brief snippet. But just for you guys engage, you guys ask me questions and stuff. But yeah.
So just hit the season.
But how do I get it? Just right, get it on my page?
Oh yeah, we'll take a picture after.
That's a great video.
I thought it came in studio. It's more fun.
Yeah, I thought about it. My wife said, "Yeah, maybe you should go." I think we've been all the way out. Well, you know, the problem is I don't drive that long. I don't drive a long distance, so I was worried about. I fall asleep.
Whoa, really?
Yeah, the first action of the year was frozen in the wheel.
I didn't know that.
I have that issue.
Oh,
So when I looked at it, I thought, oh no, it's up under an hour. So I was worried, a little worried. So I'll get some. Yeah, my wife
There's a quick trip
My
right
wife
around the
drives
corner.
home, so I don't think we got plans.
Really?
You in Irving?
No, it's in the
I'm
Galleria.
in the Galleria.
Oh, it's like 30, 40 minutes.
Yeah.
Traffic is about an hour.
Oh, really? Well,
Wow.
but now.
Well, now it's fine. Yeah.
And I mean, you don't have to stay till 10 if you don't want to.
No. Yeah, I got it. Because we have tour in the morning. We have chapel and a tour. So we made it down to a tour.
Right.
Heavy to get
So
here.
why not make it just work?
Yeah. I thought, here, let me just push through. So, yeah.
All right. That's all for food party.
We were up at 2 o'clock in the morning.
Getting ready to go.
Uber was at my house at 3:30.
Wow.
Yeah, so we talked about 5-10 flights. So I'm on feelings, but I'm bumping.
I'm glad you came.
We went to Lockhart's. Oh,
Stuff.
it's crazy.
Are you gonna go by what's that lady? The Haynes?
It's too far. So Eric and his family meet us at a party. They went to a party Friday.
Oh, okay. And then KC's taking you guys out.
He came today.
Oh, really?
And Benzino and here gonna come Friday, I think, where we are. Because this couple that we were with, they're the couple that we were all three part of when everybody canceled. You know, they have really small kids. And so it's hard for them to come out. So we're gonna do part of it.
That's just KC.
Oh, yeah, you do.
I always think that.
Yeah, so he came through today.
I always think that.
Slim.
Alright, ready? Good?
Yes.
I just have 2 things and then we get into it. Oh, we can go straight into it. We can go straight into it. It's that thing. I told you what they were. Darn.
All right.
Yeah.
We're
back.
jamming like fun.
That's still
Well,
DJ
that's
Living
blues
Room.
right there. Yeah. How do you
Mixing
mix
it up.
blues with some rock? That's
Because he
jam
put
right there.
that seasoning on it.
Put that
You
pepper
need, to
sauce on
hang,
it.
you need to hang on to him.
Right.
Pepper sauce on it. There we go. All right, this is 401 Sports Talk Radio, 4radionetwork.com. We are at the hour of power, the time that we come by. Just do this whole thing the way we do it. It is an entertainment time, and we are sitting here with security. She's going to give us the entertainment news. What you got?
Oh,
Take it away.
Nothing big today. Nothing big. We talked about last week that Empire was premiering last week, and you watched it, and I just wanted to see what you thought.
It was good. I saw the.
Anybody else? You didn't watch it? Okay. Go ahead.
Quiet though.
I know Lewis didn't watch it. He's not into that.
I saw the
You didn't
preview of
watch
it, and I thought
The first 2 seasons, but I'm gone. I left.
It's kind of, it got out of hand, huh?
It just got a little.
You left after the first 2.
I was committed. I DVR'd it. I was ready to go every episode, first 2 seasons, and I think the writing, the storylines just became a little.
Exactly. Yeah, you got to push through.
But how is it looking now? I mean, you saw it.
I think they're trying to do a spin on it, and I'm trying to grasp the spin. The first when it came back, Lucius was kidnapped.
Mm-hmm.
And
don't give all the story.
I'm not gonna give the whole story away.
Seen it yet.
I don't know if because when they did the preview, we saw a lot of stuff, but then they just focused on this one portion of it.
Mm-hmm.
And I was kind of disappointed.
Yeah, I was too, because they made it seem like all that stuff was going to happen in the premiere.
Right.
And
I kind of felt disappointed.
So
Yeah.
do we know who done it? Was it Cookie?
No, actually, Cookie wound up getting kidnapped with him.
Oh,
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Lucius
told us
lying.
that.
Oh my goodness.
Well, I always tell people that's my younger brother. I'm the first line.
Lying.
Yeah, I guess I am.
Younger brother.
And they call me Cookie. I don't necessarily claim that.
Hey,
I mean, I do have some of my
Louis.
mannerisms.
Yes.
That's her new name.
Security.
Cookie.
Cookie Lion.
Security Cookie. Cookie Security. Okay, Cookie or Security?
Wrong.
Y'all don't call me Cookie. I like Security better.
Oh, yeah, Taraji P. is
Taraji P.
yeah.
from that.
She's
And her
something else.
range is
Yeah,
great.
range is great.
Yes.
You
She
go-
has a new movie.
You go from Baby Boy,
Yeah.
and then how does that same person in Baby Boy plays Hidden Figures,
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, she was
Oh, yeah.
so good in Hidden Figures.
Excellent.
and then plays
Really
Cookie.
was.
Yeah, they plays Cookie, but she's also
That's
this
tough.
new movie is called Acrimony,
Oh.
and I heard it is
Yeah.
really good with an extra twist.
This is about the her husband winds up cheating on her.
Yeah, but they
And-
said it's more to it than what you
That's
think.
coming out, huh?
It came out Friday.
Oh, okay. I gotta peep it.
Yeah, it
Yeah.
came out Friday, and it's another Tyler Perry movie, I believe.
Yes, it
So
is.
he does that,
And she's
spin
had
on
a good
stuff.
partnership with him.
Yeah, she
And
does.
didn't she play that
Cause
one
she's
Mary
playing
Jane? She played
That
Mary
wasn't
Jane.
Tyler Perry.
No, but still, she played Mary
They said
Jane.
it was horrible.
It wasn't.
They said it was horrible.
Mary
Worth your money.
Jane.
Yeah, they said it wasn't worth your money to go see it. You notice that there wasn't a lot of hoopla about it once it
really was
came out.
true.
But Acrimony has had rave reviews.
Okay.
Rave.
Oh, wow.
So it's a movie to see. Yep. So that, and then Oprah Winfrey is in town. Did y'all know?
Oh, no.
She's in
Yeah.
Frisco tonight. She's
Yes.
gracing our city.
No, she's gracing Frisco.
Well, she's gracing our
Let her
area
come to the
with
South
her
Side.
presence. They're celebrating 10 years of Minnie's Food Pantry, and Cheryl Action Jackson was on the news, and I feel her. I haven't lost anyone that close to me, but she lost her mom, who was the inspiration for that pantry, and she was just, kind of in tears talking about it. She's like, I wish my mom could be here to see this. 10 years in the making. She founded it, and it was, I forget what her motto was, each one feed one, I believe is what it was, or something like that. So the thing was, no one goes hungry.
Wow.
So they started that food pantry to make sure that people had food.
That's awesome.
That's
So
good. Yeah.
so Oprah's here to help them celebrate, and there's a lot of celebrities. Darren Woodson was
Yeah, I
there.
saw Dan Woodson. Yeah.
Yeah, so that's pretty cool. I thought that was pretty cool that she's here to help celebrate that.
Me too. That's
Yeah.
great.
Yeah.
That's great.
They sent me an invite, but Frisco is one of the cities I'm wanted in, so I decided I couldn't go.
Well, you could have gave it to me. Somebody could have stood in for me tonight.
You got-
I
you
know,
got-
You go see Oprah.
You got to know the
Exactly.
corners you
Come
can
on,
go in.
So yes, so that's it for the entertainment ticker.
Okay.
And so we invited Dr. Goodloe here.
Great to
another
be
doctor.
here. I'm so pumped.
Pumped?
Thank
Will
you
you
for having me.
just tell us a little bit about who Dr. Goodloe is, and then
Yeah,
Go away.
no, I mean, we've known each other for a number of years now, and used to, I'm no stranger to Dallas. I was, my whole family's with me. I have 2 amazing teens, and Shelly has known me when my kids were Now
in
they're
the
carrier.
carrier.
Now they're teens. They were actually born here. My kids were born here. My wife, I'm married after 20 years. My wife Lucy Goodloe, and then my daughter Hannah, and Josh, and I'm a product of Dallas Baptist University and graduated from there. The first African American there from there with a Ph.D. and that's my beloved alma mater. And I'm an adjunct professor there. Actually, I teach there. And I get back to Dallas probably. I come to Dallas more than any other city.
Really?
Probably, more than any
Representing
other
home.
And you have a scholarship at DBU in your
scholarship
name.
in my name, the Goodie Goodloe, Marcus Goodie Goodloe Scholarship. And so anyway, it's great to be back. And so this is like coming back to a second home. There's a lot of meaningful relationships here and people who I value immensely, who are...
He mentored my sons.
But just, families and some good overall good memories here. I'm really grateful to be back and barbecue. We don't have any...
Right.
We just cut to the chase.
Yes.
I bring people, but
it's all about the barbecue.
He's getting it over with already. Cut to the chase.
Have you ever been to the Baby Back Shack?
I haven't been there.
Oh my God.
Yeah, you gotta go.
Do you like potatoes?
I do.
They have huge baked potatoes,
and is that
barbecue.
in what city?
It's in Dallas.
It's in
Dallas.
It's
Downtown, off of Lamar.
I'm a foodie now. Okay.
Me too.
South Lamar.
That's why I'm telling you. You gotta try it.
It's
Akron. It's Akron.
Yeah.
Okay.
It is.
Put that on the
Is
list.
this Memphis barbecue or is it Kansas City?
His is, I don't know if
I
it's
think
Memphis
it's
or Kansas City.
It's something, but it's
Mustard,
really
mustard,
good.
Oh my goodness.
It's good, yeah.
Well, I need to put that on the
Yeah,
list.
put it on the list.
We used to
What's
go all the
his name?
time.
And he was on the
Clarence.
Yeah,
I'm
he was
here
on
until Sunday. Put it on the list.
Yeah.
They actually came and redid his. You know how they remake my restaurant.
Yes.
Oh wow!
They
So
came
you
and
got
did
some.
it.
Oh,
Yeah, he was on the show. I can't
That
remember.
was it. It was
It's
called
called Remake My Bar?
My restaurant or something like that.
Yeah.
Oh,
They had the
okay.
restaurant guy come in and redo his whole restaurant.
Oh,
So
that's
we
great.
need to go. We haven't been back
Yeah,
since
we have
they've
to go
done
back,
that,
yeah.
remodeled it.
Yeah, I have. Because I used to go and play golf with him.
Okay.
Oh,
Okay.
Tell them yourself.
Get some breakfast. We'll talk after the show.
Yeah. I think we need to put that on the list for this week too.
Okay, so
Yeah.
Doc, you
Get back to you.
you had your first book. I saw your first book. Not first book, but one of your books, Kingdom.
no, yeah, KingMaker.
KingMaker,
First
yeah.
book, 2015. We wrote that, and it was great. It was a great conversation. It was having to do with athletes and entertainers, actually, and Dr. King's influence with them. I argue it's based off of my postgraduate work. Dr. King was really the pastor to entertainers and athletes. He was really the first pastor to these men and women who had immense talent, both on the stage and on the field, and he enlisted their resources and their times and their talents to help advance the civil rights movement. And so that's what I studied in school.
Okay.
And then I wrote the book KingMaker, and this is obviously the week of MLK 50
Yeah.
years subsequent to his death. But anyway, so KingMaker is the first book, and then Habits we just wrote. I co-wrote it with a guy named Octavio Martinez, and he's a co-author. And Habits has been a conversation that's been in my vocabulary, my spirit for about 4 years, and I finally just put the discipline together to write it, and we launched it in the fall of 2017, but we had a formal launch in Los Angeles as well as Dallas. We did a launch here. We've taken the message to Korea. We've been to over, including Germany and Korea, we've probably been over 20 cities.
Wow.
25 cities. Yeah, it's been great.
So talk to us about more habits. In each letter has
Sure.
something. The first one says have fun.
Yeah.
I mean,
Tell us how to have fun.
isn't that like just something general you never really think of?
Yeah. So basically Habits came out of a conversation we were having with people of influence, people who had this one thing in common: they were leaders. So law enforcement, like chief of police, head of school, business leader, entrepreneur, such, president of a university, like someone like Adam Wright, president of Dallas Baptist University, stay-at-home mom, working dad, people who have influence, people who have the capacity to lead others, to influence others. And we said, what are the common characteristics of these people that make them good at what they do? And so we said characteristics, habits, and then oftentimes when you think of habits, you think of negative habits.
Right.
I bite my nails, I eat too much junk food, and so what we said is, what if we can redefine habits? They're more about rhythms, about things you do well, yes, but they're about daily attributes that are evident in your life that allows you to excel in places and in things that many people haven't. And so every letter stands for something, and then we sort of broaden the conversation out, and we said, here's what we found. There are at least 6 things that these leaders, these people of influence, do well. One is they celebrate life. They have fun. They're present. And so having fun is not just about going to Six Flags. Having fun is being aware of every moment that you're in. There is no moment better than that moment.
Wow.
That's having fun. Having fun is an appreciation. We've all been in this situation, where you've been talking to someone, doctor, for example, and they're not present. You ever been in talking with someone, you're over lunch, professor, and they're not present, and you're like, hey, I'm right here in front of you. Yeah. So what we say is, having fun is appreciating every moment. It's a gift, and where you are in your spirituality, what we say, we believe it's a gift from our Creator. And then we say in the book, again, it's not a religious book, but it does have spiritual undertones. And what we say is, when we looked at leaders, we include in that conversation a guy who lived in first century Palestine. He was the son of a carpenter, and his name was Jesus. And we talk about him as a historical figure in the same way you would talk about MLK or Lincoln. And we say, when we look at this extraordinary leader, here's the one thing of all things that he introduced himself to the world in doing. His first miracle, his first public act in a public venue, was at a wedding party.
Right, having fun.
Having lots of fun.
And they ran out of, Heineken Light.
Right.
And he says, "Ma'am." So you got it all. So we say that's no insignificant thing.
No.
Having fun, that's part of life. And so for us, we live there in Redondo Beach in LA, and we literally live about 1,000 yards from the beach. And so we talk about,
having fun.
Yeah, having fun. This thing's going to happen. It's called a sunset. So when's the last time you've taken a moment to appreciate the sunset? Or, the taste of food, like the real taste of food and the preparation of that food, giving thanks. So first letter, the next letter is in habits, is assume the best. So one thing we saw was that all these leaders have fun. Second is they assume the best in others. So people around them, every relationship they enter, they assume the best in others until
they show you wrong.
Maya Angelou said, you forget what a person says to you, but you never forget how they made you feel, right?
Right.
And so what we say in the book is, too, oftentimes we prejudge people by how they look or from a distance, whether they wear hijab or their last name or what side of the tracks. Again, we saw that in the scriptures. Can anything good come out of Nazareth? Can anything good come out of Compton? And so what we say is, here's a good habit to have. Assume the best in others. There's a legal term called prima facie, which is a Latin term. It means on its face or on face value. And so what we say, on its face, I'm going to assume that you're not trying to take advantage of me spiritually, emotionally, financially, physically. And so I'm going to enter this relationship open to the possibility.
As if we're all good. Everything's great.
All good. So A is that. B is be good soil. So have fun, assume the best, be good soil. And what we say is be teachable. So soil, if you think of soil being your heart, your mind, what seed of wisdom are you lacking in your life because you're not good soil? We know that growing a plant or crop, it's all about the soil, right? It's not about the watering and all. It really starts with the soil. It's the preparation, the tilling of the ground. And so what we found is leaders have an insatiable appetite to learn. Leaders are learners.
Right.
Again, going back to a number of different leaders, the one we talk about, among the ones we talk about, is this guy named Jesus. And we say the one snapshot we have of his teenage years, he's missing from his parents after a few days. They find him in the temple among the scholars, and he's engaging. And then the last verse it says, and in Luke chapter 2, verse 52, it says, and he grew in wisdom, stature, and favor with God and humanity. And so what we saw is, if he as a leader has that, what does that leave us? We have to have an insatiable appetite to learn. So I want to be good soil. If something can help my marriage, something can help my professional career, something can help advance my business proposal or my education, I want to be good soil. I don't want to be indifferent. I don't want to have a seed sown into my life where the sun can scorch it, roots can choke it off, where birds can pluck it out, or where it could fall on stony ground. I want to be good soil. So
something can grow inside.
So have fun, assume the best, be good soil. I is insist upon excellence. All these leaders have excellence about them. Real quick sports story. Steph Curry, as you know, who plays for the Golden State Warriors, was in the middle of negotiation of a new contract with Nike, and his father, they show up in a meeting, and he had articulated to Nike, hey, I want a sports camp and some other things. They show up to the meeting. First strike number one, Nike didn't send their top guy. It was associate VP. Our strike number two calls him Stefan. They call him Stefan in the meeting. So the guy calls him Stefan. Del Curry, his father, is there. Steph is there with his dad, and he's thinking, okay. And then the guy, he does a PowerPoint presentation, and he's going through, okay, this is what the new shoe look like. This is what we're thinking about doing with you. On the PowerPoint slide, this is about 5 years ago, has Kevin Durant's name on one of the slides.
Right through.
This is before Durant was even a teammate, but the guy forgot to switch out the slides. Now, we know they're not 4 strikes in baseball, but here's 4 strikes. One of the things he had preferenced the meeting by say that he wanted Nike to consider was a basketball camp. Every big-time Nike star has a camp. The guy forgot to even do the sort of
sliding in for the camp.
He forgot the proposal for that. And Del Curry and his dad, Steph Curry and his dad, Del Curry, sat there, didn't say anything to one another, but individually they knew we are not this. So that's why he wears a brand called Under Armour, and Under Armour's coming because they got Jordan Spieth. They got Cam Newton. They got Steph Curry. But I tell that story. We tell that story in the book. It's about excellence, and it cost Nike a multi-million-dollar contract. And so what we say is, if your name's on it, be right about it.
Yes.
If it's worth doing, it's worth doing well.
Yes.
So S-I-T means this for the letter habits. Treat the needs of others as sacred or as holy. And what we mean by that, so much in sports, in entertainment, the Me Too movement, and some of the aspects of sports that we talked about, some of these teams and how they treat their players, how women, issues of equal pay within entertainment and sports, we saw that, again, as part of the Me Too movement. There's one sort of consistent theme we saw with these leaders. They always treat their people's needs as sacred or holy. It's the CEO, it's the boss who says, hey, my ailing grandmother or grandfather or my child was sick and I didn't even have the days off to get what they allowed me. Or, hey, it was discovered that I was making less as a woman. And so that was addressed and it was corrected. I may not disagree. I may not agree with her. I may not agree with my boss. I may not agree with everything he does. But you know what? One thing I can say is I have, unmistakably a certainty for this is that they treat my needs as sacred, as holy. And so we say leaders do that. And the last one is S, seek community. So have fun, assume the best, be good soil, insist upon excellence, treat the needs of others as sacred. And then we say seek community. One of the misnomers about leadership is that leaders, we often say, you hear people, leadership is lonely at the top. It's this idea of, this leader just trying to amass up this mountain, coming, trying to advance his people, and I'll be back, and I need to tell you guys where we're going. And we say, no, when we look at these leaders, they move in tribal, man. They're communal, they're relational. And so we jokingly say, shepherds smell like sheep.
They do.
And so you have people who are part of industry, like even in the faith industry, and Shelley knows how I feel about this, but certain leaders in the faith community are untouchables. You have them where you literally cannot touch them. And so what we say is, that's just, no, they live in community. And so we see over and over again in stories and headlines, and when bad decisions are made that compromise character, what have you, one of the telltale signs is they were not living in community. And so what we say is leaders live in community, they seek community. And so, the African proverb says, if you want to go fast, go alone, but if you want to go far, go with others. And lastly on this, we say, if you can achieve your dream, if you can accomplish your goal on your own, you're dreaming too small.
Because you always need help. You can't do it by yourself.
You need help. And so, man, it's so big that it demands me asking you to come alongside. You guys remember the star running back, his name escapes me, from USC about 9 years ago. He was in the weight room, was attempting to lift weights by himself. This guy was destined to play on Sundays, and his name escapes me. But at any rate, the bar slipped from his hand on the bench press, crushed his neck, and rushed him to the hospital, tracheotomy, all that. by God's grace, he lived. They said, in fact, the only reason why he lived was because he was such a great athlete. His muscles were much more developed than any average person. His parents sued. The strength coach got fired. SC, of course, this was the beginning of the unraveling of SC. A number of things happened. He tried out but never made it, successfully. And one of the things that came out of the NCAA report was this. Coaches' negligence, you hear lack of institutional control. They fired the strength and conditioning coach. Here was the one thing they found, that not only were they negligent, but the player was negligent.
But because he was trying to do it by himself.
Because he attempted to lift the weight without a spotter.
You're supposed to always have a spotter.
You're always supposed to have a
Seek
spotter.
community.
Yes.
So that's habits. And so we say is, these are habits that are accessible to everyone. So you don't have to be, the professor or the doctor or Rhodes Scholar. You can live out these habits. There are daily rhythms in your life to say, hey, you know what? I'm going to appreciate every moment. I'm going to be present. I'm going to have fun, celebrate life. I'm going to assume the best in others. That, you know what? Until someone shows me differently, I'm going to advance forward. I'm gonna be good soil. I'm gonna learn. No one's gonna outlearn me. You may be more talented than me, maybe better looking. I'm gonna insist upon excellence in my dress, in my approach. I'm gonna be on time. I'm gonna be there before everyone. I'm gonna have my presentation ready to go. Right? Insist upon treat the needs of others as sacred. What you say matters to me. I want to be present with you. Your needs are my needs. And I'm going to search heaven and hell to try to advance those needs forward. And then lastly, seek community. We were made for relationships.
Somebody else, I need help.
I need help.
Yeah, that's great.
I think he's talking about, he got my wheels turning, USC running back 9 years ago. Take a guess.
It's an unusual name. It's not a common name.
Oh, man.
Stephon Johnson.
Maybe.
STA.
Yeah, maybe.
Is it P or FON or something like that? I think it's a Johnson.
Yeah, maybe. I know it's a stuff. I think that's right, Stephon.
Okay.
For me, I was
yeah.
thinking about what you said about treat each other as sacred. And I was thinking about when you were talking about bosses, we were watching Undercover Bosses.
Yeah.
That show is amazing. I love that show. And that one show we watched where that mother was living in the car with her kids. Did y'all see that one? Oh, we could not stop crying. And that just reminded me of what you're saying.
I'm telling you,
I'm sorry. The wind got in his eyes. It was the wind. It wasn't him crying. Allergies. Yeah, but that just reminds me of that because those bosses took the time to come down from up on high, to meet the needs and see those people where they were and talk to each one of them and find out where their needs were, and then they met those needs.
I want to give the professor his props. Exactly, Stephon Johnson,
That's
USC. Yeah, happened to him in the weight room, and it was a metaphor, a tragic metaphor for life, and so that's it. In every weight room you go in, I'm staying at a hotel here in Dallas, and they'll have the things. Hey, be respectful of others, be mindful of the time that you're on. But then there's that rule, typically sometimes written in red. It says, do not attempt to lift the weight without a what?
Without a spotter.
Gotta have a spotter.
So your first two books, you're writing about leadership. The first one was about leadership. Yep. So what gathered you to that whole leadership role? This is what I'm gonna.
Yeah, it's the multiplication principle. If you can advance leaders, if you can grow leaders, if you can grow the gift of leadership, if you can develop their leadership, a woman who has the capacity to move not just one but many. Oh man, it's beautiful. And so what you want to do is you identify these people who have this gift of leadership, and what if you can build them up in such a way, not only make them better, but those they lead better. Here it is. No one quits a job. They quit people.
Wow.
Think about it.
Yeah,
people will tolerate average pay. People will tolerate difficult work. But if they go, hey, they are for me.
They're gonna stay.
I'm at a law firm. We're grinding right now. I'm not getting a bonus this year. It's tough. We're in an industry, we're chemical industry, whatever it is.
But I love where I'm at.
I love the people.
I love the people. There's a sense of this idea. Unfortunately, I was looking today. There's a shooting on the campus of YouTube, owned by Google, and it's 1,000+ people on this campus. But when they were describing the campus. and unfortunately they tried shooting. I just was listening, and she was like, well, there's 1,000 people here, and she began to enumerate some of the benefits of working for this company. Breakfast, lunch, dinner for free. They have health care, they have campuses, they have daycare, they have exercise, and it's cubicles. Everyone's working
together.
Yeah, everyone's working in community, and there's no big I, little E. And so you hear about, and so the idea of happy hour was created because you needed to extract yourself from this job in order to, I gotta go drink my sorrows away. When we watch Flintstones, right? Remember back in the day when the bell rings?
Oh yeah,
everybody's
running.
We're bulging out of here. But if you look at the companies, at the leaders who are advancing, they live life with you. They go to happy hour with the people.
We all at happy hour.
They're attending each other's bar mitzvahs and quinceañeras, and they're going to dinner, and they
asking about their families,
birthdays, and they travel together. They live a life together. I have a friend who works for Naughty Dog, which is the number one gaming system in the world. And I went to his birthday party. It was at his house. His name is Jeremy Yates. Shout out to Jeremy Yates. Kobe Bryant presented their award last year for best gaming. Anyway, I went to his birthday party. It was my wife, my kids. It was no more than 10 people at the birthday party aside from us. His wife and 2 kids. Judy Yates, Dr. Judy Yates, she's a psychologist. And as he introduced me to everyone, all of them were from his place of work. They were either co-equal or above him, all 15 years or more at the same company.
Wow, that's awesome.
The company was good, relationship was good, and there we were celebrating Jeremy Yates' birthday. And I'm thinking to myself, this is not normal. You don't.
These days.
The turnover is crazy.
The intimacy of a home. These guys live life together. They've seen each other's married. They were in each other's weddings, times of places of birth for their kids. I'm just looking like, I can count on my hands a number of significant relationships I have like this. This is amazing.
Wow.
So anyway, that's an example of that. This idea of living life not in isolation, but in full connection and community with each other. So it's a great journey. So for me, it was about multiplication principle. If I can help, advance and develop the leadership capacity in a leader, it's different from that of a follower because their ability to influence many.
Right.
And so if I can get this one and what they're able to do with their team, and so creating that culture, everything, this from sports. We were talking about this earlier. It's about environment and setting the right tone. So it's the management, but you hear athletes say stuff like, it's just not the right environment, not the right culture. They have a winning culture. They don't have a winning culture, the mindset. And so you'll see organizations, they cut corners. And it's the little things, just like it's how we travel. How they put us up in a room, or they don't have
benefits.
Appropriate dietitians for us. But then you go to some other places, you hear
everything.
They got everything, and they recognize, hey, listen, we need to invest in our people, in these women and men. Like I said, I live near the beach, and beach volleyball is really big where we are. A number of players I know getting ready even for the Olympics coming up in a couple of years from now. And you look at their work ethic and whatnot, and one of the things they're constantly talking about is finding the right partner.
Right.
It's, beach volleyball is two and two. And so a Misty May trainer and a Jenny Walsh who were together for a number of years, but now Walsh, who's looking for a new next partner, gold medal, 3-4-time gold medal winner. For her, it's not about just the skill, it's who's the best fit for me. Right. And then it's relational.
Right.
It's their family, it's their chemistry, it's all that. So anyway, that's how I started writing about it. It's my sweet spot, and I've studied, obviously, the subject of leadership, and specifically Dr. King's leadership, and so it's a joy to write about it.
Awesome.
So, you got any questions?
Oh, you go ahead.
So, where can we pick up the book?
That's what I was going to ask.
Both books, Habits is available at all online platforms, including Amazon.com, BarnesandNobles.com. Obviously, you can go to Goodloe.com and get more information about me and kind of what we're doing in terms of just literally taking this message across the world. We're so excited. One thing we just secure. We're so pumped about it. I know within sports, this is connects because one of the issues that have been about in sports is our relationship with law enforcement. And so the Colin Kaepernick and the protest movement, some of the things that were happening among police departments across the country. One of the things we're doing is the conversation of habits. I've been invited to speak to 90 chiefs of police, their annual meeting
in Los Angeles.
In Los Angeles, Riverside, LA County, and Orange County chiefs of police are meeting in Palm Springs. And I've been invited to speak there in April, late April, and they just bought copies of Habits. And the conversation I'm closing that annual conference out with is habits. And so you're looking in this room, and everyone there is in law enforcement,
Right?
And like figuring like, okay, where does this connect?
Man.
And I think part of it is I'm speaking to the leaders of these departments, and if we can get these chiefs to have a culture where there's a sense of excellence. Excellence is how I'm going to treat you, right? As a person, ma'am, I need to search, or sir, this is why we stopped you.
Right.
All professionalism.
Assume the best.
Assume the best.
And
And there's this
Not always the worst.
21st century policing. The initiative that came out with President Obama about how we do policing. It was non-binding, but police departments voluntarily, most of them, a lot of them, signed them and said, yes, we will embrace these recommendations that came from the police commission done by the president, the former President Obama. And so even that idea of learning new ideas and ways of how to police, that's a part of it. So anyway, that's an example of, so habits is a conversation we're taking literally to every aspect, every corner of society, from business and education. Again, I mentioned I was in Korea 3 weeks ago, and we took this conversation to predominantly high school, a successful high school there. We had a faith community there where we were talking to some leaders. And so it's been a fun journey. I'm really grateful, and I'm grateful for this opportunity to hang out with you guys.
And you have an event this week too, right? In Tyler.
Yeah. We're working with the Mentoring Alliance. Shout out to LaCarlton Obi and the Gospel Kids Village that's part of the Mentoring Alliance. I'm going to be leading about 20 of his leaders on Friday, which is my birthday, by the way.
Yes, happy birthday!
April 6th. We're going to be doing that on Friday.
Yesterday.
Oh, no!
30.
Yeah,
29
so anyway,
and some years of experience.
We're pumped. We're going to be doing that on Friday, and we're really excited about that. I've had this conversation, again, I mentioned in my spirit for about 4 years, and now to have it in print to where we can take the message. We're working on the audio book, and Shelly is helping us with that as well, and we're really pumped.
Awesome.
Shout out to Shelly. Shelly and I are not just friends, but Shelly also is part of our team for Dream Life Loud, my company, and we wouldn't be where we are in part because of her help. So we're really grateful.
Incognito.
Thank you for lending. That's your stage name. I gave away your real name. I should have given it away.
Security is helping.
Security. But security. Thank you so much for your help.
Yes, this is my friend and my family and my client and family.
Yeah,
all of that.
And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to charge our staff to deal with habits.
Okay.
Well, I was actually thinking that. I was going to ask you, can we get them the book?
I'll get you here's what we'll do. We'll make them available, and I will give you the best deal on those books. I will give it to you at cost, just because I think I want to invest in you guys.
Awesome.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Thank you in advance.
Yes.
Okay. And when I don't do the habits, then you can call in and say, hey.
And I'll let him know you're not doing
Okay,
that.
real quick. Let's review. A stands for what? Have
Have fun.
Come on, shout it out.
Have
What is it?
Have fun.
Have fun.
A stands for what?
Assume the best.
B stands for what?
Be good soil.
Yeah.
I means what? Insist upon excellence.
Yes.
T means treat
Treat
the
each
needs of
other
others as
as
sacred.
sacred.
Yes.
And then S means seek.
Seek community.
We are the world.
We are the children.
We are the ones that
Okay,
make
so
brighter days,
while we
so
move
let's
forward,
start
we do
giving.
our he say, she say.
Uh-oh.
Oh yeah, you gotta get in on it.
Oh, man.
You gotta
Okay.
get in on it.
All right.
We got a few more minutes
All right.
Yeah,
before we go to break.
Okay.
So go ahead and give us the he say, and we're gonna go right into it.
Okay, we're gonna go
all
right
right.
into it.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
the question is, when you get married,
Mm.
you agree to share more than your feelings in a bathroom. You also share property with your spouse.
Mercy.
But what
And in
property?
And in California, that means a lot.
Community. But what property
Texas
must you share, and what remains your own? You want me to read it again?
Yeah, go ahead.
Is that wow?
Yeah. When you get married, you agree to share more than your feelings in the bathroom.
Yeah.
You also share property with your spouse.
Okay.
But what property must you share, and what remains your own?
Is this a deep question? It's not a legal question.
No,
No,
it's
it's
a
not
deep
legal.
question.
It's
No,
just-
no,
Okay,
no,
all
no.
right. Let me
Yeah.
get it. Let me get it.
Yeah,
Yeah, you get the first stab at it.
So I shouldn't overthink this. I
No,
think
don't
since
overthink
it's not
it.
a legal question, that means it's an emotional.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
relational
Yes,
question.
yes,
Okay.
yes.
Like, do you share? Is your phone your phone? Is it y'all's phone? Your cell phone? Is it y'all's cell phone? Is it your cell phone?
Well, we on the plan.
You don't say plan.
Taking my minutes.
I'm not talking about the plan. I'm talking about the actual phone.
Well, yeah, the phone. The phone itself. Like, can Lucy pick up the phone and say, "This is my phone. I can use this phone whenever I want to." If hers breaks,
I guess technically she could, but I mean, yeah.
but it's yours.
But it's mine. Actually, the phones are in her name. Funny.
I
I may not be the best one. I may not be the best one for this one.
Okay, so computers.
I'm gonna yield to.
Computers.
Oh, yeah, is
Is
it?
it your computer, her computer, y'all's computer?
Wait, is she on the plan? Is she running the computer plan too?
TV.
Wait,
Are
she
it your
paid for the
TVs or
Wi-Fi.
our
Wait,
TV?
we might
Yeah,
wanna-
when I call in the AT&T, I got to give them her social number, not mine. They're like,
We might want to skip the phone thing.
Okay.
yeah.
Okay. So TVs in the house,
Mhm.
are they our TVs or are they? This
TVs
is
are
TV
easy.
in his room. Is his
It's
TV?
our TV.
TVs are
Our
easy. That's
TV.
easy. That's easy.
It's
yeah.
our house.
That's easy.
Okay.
But
Your clothes.
they my clothes.
We talked about the clothes.
Mm.
They're my
So-
clothes.
No, but if I want to wear his clothes, if I want to wear his T-shirt, I can wear his T-shirt, and I have given him permission.
No, I'm
if
not
he wants
wearing
to
your
wear some of my clothes, he can.
Strange.
Yeah.
He can strong J all day.
I can't fit in your pants where you want with that
Just
attitude.
don't go out the house.
Right.
Don't go to
Don't go
Atlanta.
to the park in Atlanta.
I mean, for instance, my wife Canetta, if she has went through her clothes and for instance, she need to wash, she go right in my closet and she get my collar,
Thank you.
But you see the
my
difference?
shirts.
Thank you.
Yeah.
She even get to my briefs. If
No,
she
I ain't
wants
done
to.
that. I
She
don't want
would
to wear
do
no
that.
briefs.
But you see the
It's her
difference.
clothes.
You see the difference though? Here's what I'm looking at right here. With a woman, everything is hers.
Thank you.
Oh.
Everything.
Thank you.
Ain't
Thank
nothing
you.
ours as men.
That's true.
We have nothing. We
Do you
want
believe
something,
that,
but
Goodie?
we
Do you
have
really
nothing.
believe that?
Yes.
That
There's
is not
nothing-
true,
There's
Cedric.
nothing in this house that you can't
Okay,
claim.
well, give me my phone then.
See, I told you, everything is yours.
Give me my Mac over
There-
here.
there's-
I want to use
That's
it
a nice
today.
Mac too.
It is, isn't it?
There's nothing in this house that we can claim as ours.
Yes, you can.
Like what?
You can claim your
Exactly.
underwear because I'll never wear those.
But no. That's because you'll never wear them, but it ain't mine though.
They're all yours, honey. You have your side of the room.
No.
He has his own dresser
Yeah.
with his own clothes. He has his own side of the closet.
And
that
anytime
belongs
you
to
want,
him,
anytime you want to take those over,
which I did.
yes, you do.
Look, we
Right ahead.
moved out of our house
Mhm.
and we had this huge walk-in closet. I mean, it was huge. You could dance in the closet. My granddaughter danced in the closet.
But the Martin Luther King parade
So-
won't fit in there.
Boy, he woke up in the middle of the night saying that one night. There's no Martin King. I'm like, are you
That was in the
waking up
bathroom.
in your sleep? What are you doing? Anyway, so this closet was really huge. So when we downsized and we moved into this place, we didn't necessarily look at the closets. Like, I really didn't pay attention. So I literally have clothes in one closet over there, this closet over here, and part of that other closet, and stuff in storage because.
spot right
And then he has like a little section.
spot right here.
I had so much stuff. I had a huge closet.
But it's not our closet. It's your closet.
It's really my closet.
Exactly.
And he has a few things in there.
A few things.
But you have your own closet right next
So
to it.
the question is,
So let me ask you this. What's yours is mine, what's mine is yours. Or is it what's
no. What's
is it
for
what's
women?
yours is mine, what's mine is mine.
Exactly. For women, it's what's yours is mine. What's mine is mine.
Really?
That's
It is
yeah.
not.
Yes, it is.
not.
Yes, it is.
You can have the bills.
No.
You can have all the bills. I don't want to share them at all.
Oh, so now see,
You can have all of them.
and
And
here's-
you claim all of
and
them.
here's how we go on the sharing thing. She gives me things to share.
Oh, so it's still hers and like.
Yeah. I mean,
How much for one rib?
exactly. Oh, that's all. Just give me the slice. Just slice.
I'll just pour it in my hand.
Yeah,
I'll
pour it
have
in my
a
hand. Yeah. That's what that is. So let's answer the question.
Okay, so now that we've given you some examples.
Some background. Lewis, you want?
Well, he already talked about it there.
I'm not sure if he fully answered this question, so.
Oh man, I gave up. I'm giving it to you.
Okay.
Doc.
You're the doctor.
The doctor and doctor.
Well, let's see.
Come on, Doc.
I'm going to be really stingy in this. So what's mine is mine, and what's yours is also mine.
I figured that. And it rolls like that, huh?
It rolls like that.
And guess what? We as men have nothing to say about it.
Because
we can try.
why
Why
try?
can't you? Why?
Because no,
Well,
we
we
can
have-
say something, but it never actually gets in there. You know how you say pay attention. You know, we saying something, but you ain't here listening.
Not present. Did you say that earlier?
What is that?
Not present.
It's in the habits, right? What is
Habits.
Yeah.
Being present,
Be a good soul. Well, when we say that's mine, you're not a good soul.
But
Now, look, you're not supposed to use that book
space,
against me,
we
just
need
so you
more
know.
closet space, one. And then we need our mindful meditation room.
Yes.
You know,
Well, he has a man cave. This is his.
Yeah.
Well, I
Oh,
come in
whoa,
here
don't
whenever
even
I
go
want to.
there. Don't even go there.
It's supposed to be his man cave, but I come in
Remember
here
my
and
man
sit
cave?
down.
I had the pool table and everything.
Mm-hmm.
She telling me how to decorate it.
I wanted it to look nice for you.
But you decorated it.
I
I
asked him what he wanted.
got my remotes. You see in the man cave. You see the rules right there. Man cave rules.
Didn't even
I
see
got
those.
him there.
It's the next line though.
I got it
My
back.
cave, my rules.
Right.
See?
Enter at your own risk.
Now,
It's his room.
now, she never followed those rules.
This is his room, and the rest of the house is mine.
See, and that's it. See,
Wow.
see
Lord
how-
have mercy.
Stay out of my kitchen.
Yes.
Stay out of my bathroom.
See how off
Stay
balance
out of
that
my
is?
living room.
Yes.
And my bedroom.
Yes.
See how off balance that is. I mean, but that's
I'm kidding. It's ours.
I think that's the culture of a relationship, though. I think that's the true culture of a relationship. We
It's
just
ours.
that's what you say until we start exercising that.
Don't
Get out of my
don't try
room.
to decorate it though.
Wait, get out of my room. This ain't your room.
You guys do know I do counseling.
Yeah, we need counseling. Look,
I do
when we
not.
first moved in here, Goodie, if I tell you we thought about how to do that living room,
Goodie saying, y'all might want to make an appointment really soon.
we came in the house and I knew how I wanted that living room.
Yeah.
And I promise you, they came in, the boys, the men, my husband and the boys came in, and I came with the other stuff, and they had it flipped the way, opposite direction of
Lord
how I
have
said
mercy.
do it. I was like, excuse me.
Oh, can you believe that?
I need you to have the room the
So
way I said it.
we'll
I need my
make-
feng shui.
We'll be making an appointment after you.
On the next break.
Yeah.
Pray for us.
All right, so Lewis, you got the last word.
Yes, come on.
I don't know where to go with this.
I told y'all it would be a fun question.
It's in my house when we got married, it was an agreement. Whether it's in your name or not, I had my hands on it too.
Yes. Cars.
So you guys actually talked about that. Mentioned stage stuff.
She brought that out. What was yours belong to me? Even though it's in my name, it's yours too. If I die, it's yours anyway.
You have access.
That's only through marriage. If we're boyfriend girlfriend, now it's a different story.
Right.
That's my purse over there.
Touch my
Don't go on my purse
Right.
without my permission.
Like, I actually made a spreadsheet and gave Cedric all my passwords. Like, he can get into bank accounts, he can get into social media accounts, he has everything. It's mine, but you have access. It belongs to us, to me.
Wait, just down.
We're married.
You have all my passwords.
I do. Oh, Lord.
So it's
Now,
not even yours, is it?
Not mine.
That's a working relationship. This is
Has
the
all my
marriage.
passwords.
It's not even yours, is it?
Nope.
And I only use
Goodie
them
just
when I
said-
need to use them.
Good, just said, man, I ain't got nothing.
It's down here.
I ain't got jack.
And Lucy has all your passwords. I have all your
You
passwords.
know what? Not until about a month ago.
Really?
Uh-oh.
Yeah, no. What I gave you, I only gave her about a month ago when I was about to go to Korea.
Wow.
Yeah, I said, hey, here's some important stuff you need to have in case, just in case.
Wow.
This thing drops, because there's a lot of water between there and there.
There sure was. Wasn't it a 14-hour flight?
14-hour flight. So I actually did give her she didn't have all the stuff you have. Yeah. So,
wow. Yeah. I'm sorry, Lucy.
But I'm changing it all. I'm changing it all after tonight.
Yeah. Change that. I'm taking something of mine.
Well, your kids have grown so much.
Yeah.
I mean, Hannah, oh my gosh, she's a
15
image
years
of
old.
her mommy.
Yeah, she's beautiful like her mom.
She's growing into, like, her whole face now. I mean, she's looked like her before, but now she, like, really is.
We're really proud of her.
Yes, and
Joshua,
oh my gosh.
6 feet tall.
Goodness.
Wow. Yeah,
wow. Basketball player.
Handsome rascal. He's
yeah,
handsome.
he loves to play it, and so with the assistant coach, we lost in the second round, upset. We're number one seed. Only lost 2 games in the regular season. Number 1 seed, we got upset in the second round.
Okay, and be honest, do you have a concealed handgun for all the boys that are trying to
Well, I live
to
in
you?
California, so we have a pretty strict handgun policy there. But no, I need a lot.
Got a hidden
I need a
somewhere.
lot of prayer. Yeah, I just need a lot of prayer.
All right,
You know, my dad showed Cedric his gun closet.
Lord have mercy.
He has got a big gun closet.
Yeah, but
I thought I was out of that stage. When I married Cedric, I was like, 30, late 30s.
So he showed.
And my dad still showed him the gun closet. I'm like, are you serious, really?
Subtle message there.
No, only reason why he showed it to me is because he showed me what he used to do.
No, that ain't why he showed it to you.
Yeah, it is. Your dad, man. Your
Trust
dad.
me.
Good to go. Anyway,
He got over
counseling after we.
Yeah.
So that's it.
We've solved the
the
problem.
issue.
Everything is the woman's, and the man can get something anytime if he asks the woman.
Yeah,
Yeah,
pretty much.
pretty much, I guess.
Yeah,
what we're saying.
Is that a yes?
Except-
Resounding yes?
Except Lewis, no, it's mine.
I say yes.
But there are some things that as a man you can have ownership of. This is mine.
No,
Yeah, it is.
no,
It should be.
just your brain
Health.
and your health. No, but I
Not even that. No,
I was
not
gonna say
even
I even help him with
no,
that too.
Not even that.
Not
'cause-
even
I go to
no.
his doctor appointments with him, but he
my
don't go
wife,
with me.
Yeah, same for my wife. I had a health scare in the last year or so, and it changed our whole family. And like even today, my wife's like, in Pine Emporium, no, you can't have that. You can't have that. But no, it's like, so you don't even own your health. I mean, when you're in
The
a
moment we see
committed
some
relationship,
problems,
yeah, no, you gotta.
I'm on him. I'm
Your
like,
health
dude,
is not even yours.
We own nothing.
We own nothing.
but you lead. Yes, you do.
Well, you first got to follow.
Well, come on
You
now.
have to serve.
Come on now.
To be a great leader, you be a great follower.
That's profound. That's probably the most significant thing said tonight.
Write that down. That's my.
Oh, I got to record it.
Motivation
I'll
Monday.
play it back.
Motivation Monday talk,
Yeah.
right there.
So
Okay.
servant leader. Servant leader.
There you go.
All right, so we figured out that we don't own anything except whatever. Except Lewis owns everything.
I ain't said I own everything.
But you got
everything.
But you got some ownership.
But when we had to understand that when we became one, then whatever is in her name belongs to me, vice versa.
Right.
That's the agreement we have right now.
Mm.
Period.
Period.
That avoids arguments.
That's good.
It does.
That's good.
Phyllis said, "What's his is his. It's just that I have access to it."
Oh, love that.
That's a good.
Yeah.
That's a good, yeah.
I agree with that.
Yeah.
Well, that's what I said. I said I have all this stuff. It belongs to me, but he has access. I've given him everything. We're still working on him giving me everything, but it's okay.
Wait till I go to Korea.
It's okay. I'm gonna send you next time you go to Korea. Can I send him with you?
It's the
so
next
he can
time.
leave
We're
me
going again.
everything?
We're going.
That's the only way he's gonna leave it to me is if he is facing death.
Yeah.
Well, that's cold.
I'm kidding. I'm kidding. No, I have access.
That's cool. That's cool. All right, this has been 411 Sports Talk Radio on 411RadioNetwork.com. We appreciate you, Goodie, from coming by.
Thank you so much.
It's
an honor
Go
to be
get
here.
the book.
Habits.
Get
6 Steps to the Art of Influence, and yeah, it's
Yeah.
been
the book.
a great ride.
Amazon, Barnes & Noble,
BarnesandNoble.com.
GoodieGoodloe.com.
Do it.
And then we'll
Yes,
put a
and
link.
he's on social media.
We'll put a link on our website
Oh,
so those
thank
that
you.
come in will.
Thank you.
will be-
I'll give you
Thank
the
you.
banner.
Yeah, and go to the. They'll be able to click that link.
Thank you so
Follow
much.
him on social media. It's at Goodie Goodloe. All of his handles.
Thank you so much. I
We have a
appreciate
question for next week?
What
Oh,
is the
we're
question?
not there yet.
We got to go
We
in.
do that at the end, remember?
Oh, at the end.
At the
Okay.
very end.
Okay.
All right, this has been 411 Sports Talk Radio, 411RadioNetwork.com. We'll be right back.
Let's
Thank
roll.
you so much.
Wow, I can't wait to read your book.
We're gonna step away for just a second and get a group picture before he leaves.
We can do it here. We can do it here.
Yeah, can you go get the camera? It's on the dresser.
This backdrop works good.
Yeah.
Right?
Well, I'm a designer, so I can put like a backdrop on it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I can actually have this as a backdrop.
I got the banner. You guys still have the top. But you have the top when you get back.
Oh, I'm here for Sunday. We feel it.
Yeah, we can do that.
Yeah, I just put some rambling stuff together. I don't know what I want. I just kind of know when I see it.
Okay. Tawana, you ready? You up next?
All right, we want you in the photo, Doc. Come on. Oh,
Yeah, you got
okay.
Yeah.
Squeeze on in.
Right there.
Yes, I'm there.
Come on here.
And 1, 2, 3.
Did it work?
Hey, you want my phone so I can have it here.
Yeah.
Can you take one
So you
of my
can send
phone?
it to me to
Yeah. Just real quick here. Oh, that's great. Just do one of my phone. Thank you.
Yeah.
And 1, 2, 3.
Man, I gotta get this playlist. You get out your way. I gotta get up and move.
That's man. Tell him that. When that was going on, I was I gotta be still.
All right, so sure we'll talk before I leave. All right.
Yep, we'll be in touch. Tomorrow's the anniversary. I may or may not be available.
No, we'll just say that now. What? How many years?
9. Yeah,
You better know that. We got 21 coming.
no, 21.
So thanks, man, so much. I really
That's
appreciate it. Honored to
amazing.
be here. Thank you so much. Enjoyed it.
Thank you so much.
Thank you
All
so
right.
much. So where you guys gonna go?
We're gonna go out somewhere.
Tomorrow or on the weekend?
Oh, probably weekend. I was thinking McDonald's. You know.
Oh.
Happy meal.
Hey, I don't own nothing, so.
You notice he didn't say that while the
walk it out.
camera was running.
Yeah, I know.
Oh.
Could you please watch those steps? They're very small.
Oh, okay. All
Okay.
right.
Hold on, I'll be right.
Okay.
That's hurry. And then you gonna come back. Come back.
Woo! How many minutes we got? I'm gonna turn these mics around.
I guess I'm going to sit down. We're going to keep doing the shuffle like that. Oh,
They gotta
I'm
go
not
off.
thinking. Let me stay out. Let me stay out.
I think we still need to put your question in. What are some things that you can offer in a relationship outside of sex, food, and
Money.
money?
Mm-hmm. We
I
can
think
fit
some
it.
boards are gonna light up. We should do that one next week.
Okay.
I really think so. I wish I would have had time to kind of preview the book a little bit more, but I wanted to ask him a few questions. you think that we're gonna get everything in today?
In terms of what?
The show, the line.
Yeah.
Oh, you think so? Oh, okay.
After your segment, it's, you know, my 4 quarters, and we'll get it in.
We'll get it in.
Oh yeah,
okay.
I'm very confident.
Are you ready?
Okay.
Ready?
Gotta wait for you to go home.
Oh, we wait for the time.
You don't have the mics on. Phyllis can hear everything we're saying.
Oh well.
The mics are off, but it's something else.
She said we can hear everything.
It's okay.
Oh, okay.
It's not a big deal. She can hear because the camera's still going.
Yeah.
And we're in the background.
Yeah, please when you cuss nobody out. Okay, ready?
It's not that big a deal.
Yes.
I need to hear this one. Hook us sister up.
All right. All right. Yeah. That was DJ Lemon Pepper just jamming. Jamming, man. We sit back here and just do this all day long,
That
right?
was good. Have a goodie over here, huh?
Yeah, we can sit back here.
Guest in the studio.
and do
I
it, just
really enjoyed him. I can't wait to receive the book and take some
take
hints
notes.
and notes. Yeah, of some healthy habits as a leader.
Go,
Yeah.
go over your
Thought
plan.
that I have to get in tune with those. So
Cool.
Go over your steps.
yes.
Do you have it? Your HA?
Yes, to be in a good rhythm instead of a hypnotic rhythm.
Oh yeah,
Ah.
definitely.
All right, this is 411 Sports Talk Radio on 411RadioNetwork.com. I am the Benchwarmer sitting here with a security professor and doctor. And it is time for the next hour of power, the one that we also go to, because we got to get our health
Theme
right.
music.
Huh?
She needs some theme music.
But we had to come on home and do the twist. You know
Oh
that?
yeah, that was good.
Yes.
All right, so what do you have for us, doctor?
Well, I do have from last week that I didn't finish tackling this list
Daniel.
about 8 healthy ways to improve your high blood pressure or even kind of get off the medication, because you're not stuck with taking a pill. As my mom is a prime example, she was on high blood pressure medication as well as metformin, which is for diabetes. My mom, we got her very active, changed her diet, and my mom has been totally taken off of all medication. So
Wow.
at 70 years old, my mother takes nothing.
Wow.
I can't wait to see these notes and hear this information.
Yes, yes.
Because I just went to the doctor and they upped my medicine. And I don't want to be on medicine.
No, you really don't, because when we start taking pills, we have to think about how the body is processing it, and you continually to take it, it takes wear and tear on, the liver that generally metabolizes the medication. So yes, we want to, in all efforts, try and really get off of medication, prevent it. So again, my thing is I'm tired of being in a fight. I want to be on this prevention side. So here we go.
All right.
But before I get into that too, I want people to be awakened and change what you call as a new normal. A lady was diagnosed with stage 4 colon cancer because she just felt that her stomach was hurting and she knew she didn't eat right. But listen to the body. So anyway, to recap from last week, the first tip was to be able to monitor your blood pressure every day before you get out of the bed and somewhere during the middle of the day. If you have insurance, of course, the great thing about it is if you're already diagnosed with high blood pressure, your primary care physician can write a script. And with that script, you can go and your insurance should pay for it, or you should be able to, your FSA or health savings account of some sort will pay for that.
Okay.
So, so that is available to you. So take full access of those things to keep you healthy. So if you don't know what your blood pressure is, how do you know?
Mm-hmm.
So you have to, one, monitor it daily. The
Cool.
second
I'm
thing,
doing that right now.
you are
Mhm.
good.
That's
I need
enough.
to get back to it.
Real quick, as a matter of fact, she brought memory to what has recently happened to me. I was diagnosed with blood pressure when I was 30. I don't know if I told you a story about I went to get my hair cut one day, and when the barber went to put the clippers on my head, I just kind of did this, and he couldn't even cut my hair because half of my skull felt like I was sitting on my leg for 30 minutes.
Oh, wait.
And so when I went to CVS, I'll never forget, it was 193 over 136.
Oh,
God,
wait.
that's
So,
stroke level.
Yes, it is.
I drove to Baylor by myself. I felt fine.
See,
And I went to Baylor and they checked it, and man, I mean, you talking about people working quick, like, we need a wheelchair for this man. I'm like,
Well, I walked
what's
in,
going
but I said,
on?
what's up? Yeah.
Exactly.
And they wouldn't let me up. They put in the bed, and they was like, we're not letting you out this hospital until we get your blood pressure down. Then we'll talk to you about what we need to do. And
That's
then he brought the
scary.
news to me. He was like, you have a history of with your family with BP? I said, my mom and my dad has it.
So you got
And he
double
was
dose.
like, and I didn't want to believe it. He was like, you may have to take this the rest of your life. I'm like, I refuse to believe that. So last Monday, I was at work, and I didn't feel too good. I was dizzy all day, so I went home and checked my blood pressure, something I didn't do every day, and it was 96 over 69.
Dang.
And what I have been doing was take my medication without checking my BP first. And what I found out now is, recently here, I can now go without my medication at least a day and a half, 2 days now.
Wow.
Absolutely.
And so I kept checking my BP, and it would be like 110 over 82 for almost 2 days. Then on that third day, it'll get up to 135 over 98. I'm like, okay, I'm going to have to take my meds. I took it, and this morning at work, it was 136 over 99. After not taking my medication for 2 days. So I took it today. So now I'm finding myself checking my BP with my mobile monitor almost every 6 hours now.
Wow.
Because now it seems like I don't have to have it every day anymore.
Mm-hmm.
See, yeah.
So that's where I'm at right now.
Oh, I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it.
So
I
your
love
doctor doesn't require you to take the meds every day?
He did. That's what he prescribed me on. But I wasn't checking my BP. I was assuming it was up, so I just take it once a day, not knowing that my BP was normal, and I was still taking my medication, and my blood pressure went too
Went
low.
down. Oh, they must have gave you a really high dose. But my uncle was telling me that when you take your medicine, that you have to take it every day regardless.
See, that's what I was doing, and I wasn't.
Because I thought that too. When I started taking my medicine, I was like, okay, I feel good today, and I was monitoring my blood pressure. And so on the days where it was, not high, I wouldn't take the medicine. My uncle's like, you'll mess your liver up even more if you do it that way.
Yeah.
So you have to gradually, according to
It's a
him, he's a
process.
paramedic. Yeah, he said you have to gradually wean yourself off of it, but he said take it every day regardless. And my doctor was just telling me take it with food, or something like that, and make sure you take it at the same time every day. So that's kind of what I've been doing. But you might have a really high dose.
And then with BP, it's like darn if you do, darn if you don't. Because
Right.
if you don't take it, and that bottom number's triple digits, then
That is
the doctor tell you, okay, do you want me on dialysis?
Right.
And that's what I don't want.
And me either.
So
Right, we
Still
still
with
have
you.
actually,
to-
I'm
we still-
sorry.
No, that's
Sorry.
still good. That's still good because we still have to remember your kidneys help regulate your blood pressure.
Right.
So that's some of the things that happen, that domino effect from high blood pressure. So no, I am excited that you take your blood pressure, and I wish everybody would be able to take it. But eventually they can start making adjustment in your doses, because I tell you, I am so ecstatic that my mom is like, she's really healthy. She's very, very healthy. She takes nothing, absolutely nothing.
That's good.
And she still monitors her blood pressure. She'll take it 2 or 3 times a day, especially before she get out of bed midday and kind of in the evening-ish. So, and then the next tip is start a daily activity. That can be dancing. You can turn on your TV, put YouTube on, and do some dancing. Basic stuff in the garage, or the back patio. Get your jump rope. Get a jump rope. That's really, really easy. A step up. There are so many different things that you can do to create that cardio that your body needs, but your body needs that physical activity. More tips with that is to seek advice, medical advice for a healthy your heartbeats per minute, because there's still a percentage of where you're working out at, and you have a minimum and a maximum. So you want to get specifically for where you are health-wise what that range should be, because you don't want to go over that. So people with high blood pressure, you should not be in a sauna. A sauna is a no-no.
Wow.
Really?
It is.
Why is that?
It is because it still elevates your pressure.
Really? Wow.
Wow.
Yes.
Oh,
Yeah.
wow. I did not know that.
So you
Like
have
going
to
to
be
a sauna now.
You have to be very careful, and if you don't have anything that's monitoring how many beats per minute, you can be up there kind of high. So you need to always monitor that. So seek medical advice so that you know what range to stay in when you're working out on your elliptical or the treadmill, wherever you're working out on. Just make sure you know what that healthy range is, and get that from your medical doctor. And get some good supporting footwear. That is so important, because then you prevent injuries as well. So this is part of you still getting, starting your physical activity, but I still want you to know some tips inside of that as well. And the third thing, losing the weight. And again, the doctor for a male, your waist should be around 40 inches.
For a what?
For a man. And then a woman is 35 or greater, not less than or equal to 35 inches. So again,
it doesn't matter it doesn't matter about your height.
No, because we're still the bigger round is.
Doesn't matter.
We still have to.
So I need to lose this 40 ounce I got there, huh?
And to help you with your weight loss, there's practical programs that you can do, like Weight Watchers. I think Weight Watchers is the best one. I'm not promoting them or anything like that, but they have practical things that you can do for a lifestyle change. You can do a lot of quick fixes, but you're going to be right back at the starting point, and you can be in worse condition than if you are not eating, from a practical standpoint. And then maybe partner up with someone in this weight loss journey. We do weigh down Wednesdays with my good friend Tammy. So we weigh in, give our weights, and we take measurements once a month, because it's not only just in pounds, but it's also in inches. So some months I may lose more inches than I do pounds. So get someone to get on that journey with you, because these are all keeping you heart healthy, blood pressure healthy, mind, body, soul healthy. So it's, so tag into some of that. Eating healthy. Now, this may require you to retrain your taste buds for sure, because we have a acquired taste that is an overindulgence.
Isn't that healthy food expensive too?
Well, some healthy foods can be expensive, but we eat too much. We don't eat proper servings of food, and we eat a lot of processed and boxed food, cured food, smoked things that have a lot of sodium in it. And that's the thing too, and I'm getting to that next point. But also, if you can work on meal planning, so when you know what you're going to eat every day, you can also journal that. And if you write before you bite, you maybe will think twice.
If you write before you bite, you might think twice.
Yes.
That's pretty good.
Yes. So do I really want this Snicker? No, I don't. Because then, accountability. So that's something you may want to think about. And then your plates. We eat off of this bigger round, and it's like this.
Out over.
Eats off a smaller plates to reprogram your brain to make you think that you have more. And when you train yourself and you sit there like, dang, this is a lot, you'll start to retrain and your stomach will shrink and you'll be able to, you'll start eating less because we actually eat almost 2.5 times more than what we should be eating in portion size. So eating healthy, retraining those taste buds, and change your salty ways. Sodium. Now the body does require sodium, about 500 milligrams a day. So the body does require it. But on an average, most Americans get around 3,400.
Ooh, wow.
3,400. That's a lot. And it's so easy to get that in because even lemon pepper, when you look at and this is what I want people to do, read the labels because when you look at the back of it, it's a lot of sodium already in lemon pepper. It's a lot of sodium in everything. Your boxed food, your frozen foods, your deli meats, all those type of things have a lot of sodium in there. And that's not good for your
chips.
Yes.
So does that mean we can't listen to lemon pepper when we leave?
Oh, we'll listen to lemon
Okay.
pepper. We just learn how to put the
Listen,
seasoning
you just
on
can't
it.
eat it.
Oh, okay.
Yes. But once your food is prepared and you have your seasoning, don't go back and add more. You need just a little bit more salt.
The one thing,
What you got for me?
the one thing I have to break myself from is one pack of ramen noodles. If you look on the bag, one serving is 820 milligrams of sodium.
See,
that mess.
Wow.
it's
Just
so easy to go over.
Ramen noodles, just one pack.
Ain't nothing but noodles and water.
But that seasoning
but the
pack,
seasoning
The
pack.
seasoning pack, yeah.
pack is going to get you every time.
Yeah,
So
the
if you think you
seasoning
can
pack
get
is it.
800 there, you think about your food, your seasoning. Well, if you're gonna eat some box of this or frozen this, it is a lot of sodium in there as kind of like a preservative as well.
I'm just going to Subway. Eat fresh.
Now, the American Heart Association reported like 75% of most American consumption of sodium comes from processed food. Processed food is not our friend. And processed food also have some ingredients that we can't pronounce them. They're banned in Europe. Why is it not banned here? Our FDA is something else.
Because we do everything here.
Because it's about the money here.
It's about the
all
money
about
here.
the money.
So remember,
This
you
land
don't
is
have
free,
a here
home
in
of the brave.
Congress. And I believe that the FDA shouldn't be a FDA, two different entities. So watch your alcohol intake, moderate to heavy. You increase your blood pressure points. So you definitely want to keep to being a light drinker. If you're on women, birth control pills, antidepressants, any decongestion, cold medicine, you have to be mindful of it interfering with your blood pressure medication, especially cold medication, because there's specific medication for people with high blood pressure. So you have to
Question,
yes.
is wine good for you?
You can have it in moderation. One glass, not the whole bottle.
Okay.
Who drinks the whole bottle?
There are some people that I know.
Have you seen my
By
family?
the end of the week, the whole bottle it wasn't shared. Oh no, this is for us. This is for you guys. This is for me.
Wow.
I'm talking about 30 bottles.
That's just way too much. That's too much on the liver. Your body, you don't need all that.
So why does the human body need sodium or salt?
It needs sodium, it needs potassium to get the heart function. Those are part of the minerals and electrolytes that your heart is a muscle. Your muscle need for function, movement, the firing of nerves. So you need that. We have sodium channels.
Wow.
Yes. Again, we've talked so much about no smoking. There is no safe amounts. And actually, it interferes with absorption too. So,
What about weed?
pardon me?
Oh my goodness. This boy over here.
It's natural.
Well, here's the thing. And then my last tip is, of course, reduce stress. And the best way, the easiest way to reduce stress
Get a joint.
is by meditation. approved by Snoop Dogg.
Right.
Oh my.
Who got the gospel album?
Meditation, because what happens with meditation, this is very helpful for your blood pressure. This is helpful for mind, body, soul, because it reduces the amount of the stress hormones released, because meditation retrains a structure in your brain called the amygdala. And so that is responsible for dumping stress hormones that's in your body. So meditation is not going to be, you'll go kind of in and out or get distracted, but the more you do it, the better it is.
How long should you meditate?
It's, for everybody it's different. One guy, he does it for 2 hours. But I get up early in the morning, I share everything is just, I go from meditation to prayer. So I do about 30, 45 minutes. In the midday, I may be able to get 15 minutes in there. And then in the evening time, I do a full hour.
Wow.
Wow.
You have to,
Awesome.
you have to unplug from the world. The
Amen.
body, the brain needs to be de-stressed, and that's the best way. So those are some 8 helpful tips to lower your blood pressure and keeping you, to safeguard your heart.
Benchwarmer unplugged on Monday.
Did you?
Sure did.
He unplugged.
Oh yeah, you did.
I was so
You were
excited.
sick too. Yeah.
Well, I was so excited because he the whole day, he unplugged and then we fell asleep.
Good.
So Louis, you write all that stuff down?
That's in here.
Okay.
And I'm always a phone call
Amazing.
away.
Yeah, it's
And she's going to send that to us
Yes.
for Transformational Thursdays.
Mm-hmm.
All
You
right.
can send us one tip at a time. We can,
One tip at a time?
Mhm.
Okay.
Every week we can do a tip.
Well, that's
That was
my
amazing.
time for this week.
All right.
That's awesome. Thank you.
That was the health segment. We're gonna move right on into. Did we have an April challenge?
What is the April challenge?
Oh, yes.
Who's giving the
it's
April
a
challenge?
So I have 3 things.
Uh-oh.
So I want to engage people in a way that I want you to change these habits. One thing is there's the vegetable of the month is beets. Beets, people are not, I know. Listen, okay.
They say it tastes like carrots.
That
so.
challenge
But
has
you
been
eat
fun.
beets
I like
more
beets.
than you think you do.
I like beets.
So when you're eating yogurt, when you look on the ingredients, you'll see beets on there.
They said my mom eats beets and she said they taste like carrots.
They're
No,
good.
they don't taste like carrots, but
They're good. They're
Well,
good.
maybe it's the way she's cooking them.
They
But-
fight so many different things. Detox the body.
Buy
It
some
has
beet juice.
antioxidants that's in there, which is good. That
Yes.
keeps your cells from doing funky, crazy things, creating free radicals, which of course is what leads to cancer. So beets are phenomenal. It helps with cholesterol.
And it keeps the skin tight.
It does.
Boomerang.
It's more.
Remember Eartha Kid on Boomerang? It keeps the skin tight.
With that, and if you reduce your sodium with potassium-rich foods and such, you can reduce your risk for heart disease and stroke by 21%.
Bananas.
Mm.
Yes.
Does it help reverse the effects that you already have?
Not always. You can improve.
Okay.
so is that one of the challenges?
That is one of the challenges.
Beets.
Beets is the vegetable of the month, and it's not something that people are going to always really pick up, but you can put it in your salad.
When
I'm going to get you some beets tomorrow.
when do we have to have this challenge done?
April. That's going to be your anniversary dinner tomorrow. Beets. I'm going to make you a beet salad.
Beet salad, yeah. Just give it a try, because my thing is we can't be bougie and we're not benign. So, and that I mean that from my heart, because we won't choose these foods that will keep us healthier and to see 4 and 5 generations down the line. So my mom and my sister family are at 4 generations, and
Wow.
so my mom is still here. She's still alive. She's kicking and kicking butt and taking names. So, and I love it.
All right.
All right. So is that the one? So is there other? You said 3.
There's
Yes.
3.
Yes, drink water. You can have your coffee and tea in the morning. I won't take people drink but those things are actually waking up the system. So, but until you have met your daily water consumption, nothing else. You get your coffee, you get your tea in the morning, one of those, 1 cup. But until you have met that daily water intake, no other beverages.
2
your
a.m.
body
and call
needs.
them in the
Well,
morning.
I actually drink a 24 ounce. I drink like 24 ounce.
I think I don't know.
It's like 4
It's
24.
huge.
Yes. It's
Okay.
about
He
this
has a
big.
water bottle that
Oh, okay.
he fills
Good.
up throughout
And
the day.
Throughout the day, and you should.
We're good
Like
with
4 or
water.
5.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, see, that's easy. So
That's
that one
yeah,
is
that's
a
an easy
challenge
challenge
for
for
you.
us.
That
Yeah,
won't be
okay.
easy.
We
And
met
the
the
last thing
challenge.
is to get your cardio in. So swing out dancing, Katy Trail. Since I've moved here, I love going up there to Katy Trail.
So me running to the mailbox back ain't it?
That is not it, sir.
We can dance like we used to.
You can run back and forth for 20, 30 minutes. But
We
that's
can
the
turn
challenge.
on 411 Radio Network and dance the
And
night
dance the
away.
night away, yeah.
Dance the night away. There
His
you go.
parents do that. They listen to the jazz station and they dance. They tell us they dance till like 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning. They just go out on the patio and dance.
Yeah.
All right, so we got our challenge.
I was gonna say
Eat,
so.
beats, drink water, get your cardio in.
Yes.
Nice. Got it.
3 simple things.
I did change something within my diet. I've noticed something different. I start when I wake up in the morning. The first thing I do is drink a bottle of water,
Yes.
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 That's actually.
And
Get
then-
your organs moving.
Yep.
and then
Absolutely.
before I go to bed at night, I drink a bottle of water. What I found out is when I drank a bottle of water in the morning before I even eat anything else, I felt better.
Mm-hmm.
Before you even brush your teeth, drink water.
I just drank the water. Now, what the you might call a disadvantage, but I work in the building because I work for Experience. I sit in the building. I'm getting cold now. When I drink the water, I'm freezing all of a sudden. But when I wasn't doing it, I was just fine.
Wow.
But now I find myself having to put a
Got to
coat
bring you a
on.
sweater.
After I drink the water, I just get cold real quick.
Wow.
But I can fight that out. But I feel better. I have more energy when I just drink a bottle. The minute I wake up, that's the first thing, and I drink it within 10 seconds, the whole bottle. I want to get going
That's
for the
excellent.
morning.
That's excellent.
So
That's
I noticed the
one nice
difference.
habit.
I feel a lot better in the morning.
Water's good for you.
It is.
It is.
Water sucks. It really, really sucks. Oh,
No,
sorry.
it
That's water boy. All right, that was our health
That's
segment.
That was
that
wonderful.
was, okay, so I'm gonna meet the challenge. Beats, cardio, and water.
Yes.
All right.
Beet salad tomorrow.
Okay, it goes for you too now.
Yeah.
Right.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, not
Yes.
just him.
Yeah, she did.
But you know what though?
Perfect.
I've been trying to, we had this discussion about he didn't like the way I was shopping. And I told him, I said, I shop to my meals. I try to plan our meals for the week. And so I shop that way to make sure, I get other stuff too, but I really focus on what are our meals going to be for this week. I try to make sure that we incorporate more fish and more chicken and more vegetables. And I'm trying to take out the ground beef, but somebody don't want to. But it's getting there.
And that's another thing Canetta has done.
Taking out the ground beef.
We don't. Well, she cut out the pork 4 years ago.
Yes.
And we went from ground beef to ground turkey.
Ground turkey.
Yum. Yeah.
And believe it or not, I was impressed by the taste.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I was
I
impressed.
made him
Do
some
not
ground turkey.
take-
No,
Do
you
not
can't
take away
tell
my bacon.
Look,
Don't take
I
away
haven't
my
taken away the
ribs.
bacon, but I made him
Don't take
some
away my
pasta, a
sausage.
dish with ground turkey sauce, and he loved it. And the ground turkey soaked up the flavor. I didn't even really have to put a lot of seasoning in it because the ground turkey took on the flavor of the sauce.
Yeah.
And I tried it just that one time to make sure, because everybody kept saying that you don't have to really season turkey. So
Well, I'm just
And
saying.
it's
he's like,
lighter
I don't
on
like it. I'm like,
your
boy,
digestive
please.
system.
I'm just saying.
It's
Don't
far
take
lighter.
away my ribs, my links, my
Over.
ground beef,
Somebody help me, please. Y'all need to pray.
my bacon.
Pray.
Thank you, Dad.
And when I did eat the pork, I was getting headaches.
Yes.
Because
And
your body got
then
used
she
to
cut all
eat
that out,
right.
and I felt better.
I'm saying.
That's just amazing.
When you come over here, I got the
See,
barbecue going.
Benchwarmer is like a garbage disposal, though. He eats everything and it doesn't bother him.
See, the stuff that tastes good to you is what she was talking about. We have to retrain our taste buds.
Yes.
The stuff that tastes good is the stuff that our body's saying, I really don't want
Really
that
don't
because
want
I
it,
might
don't
not
need it.
last that long if you keep feeding me
Yes.
this.
And that's what happened with the young lady. She's 38 years old. She loved the food truck. and she ate from the food
The roach
truck
coach?
all the time. And it's
That's that
loaded
processed
with
truck.
sodium, it's loaded with all kind of things that's not good for the body.
I'm just saying, bring me some swans by here so I can eat off the swans truck.
Hence the
Yeah.
reason I do the grocery shopping.
Yeah.
All right, we got our health out the way.
Good
He
segment.
tried to hurry up and cut it off.
Yeah, 'cause I'm thinking ribs right now.
No ribs for you tonight.
All right, let's move right into 4 quarters, right?
Yeah.
All right, let's go. 4 quarters.
So the first quarter, as you may have heard, the Rams did it again. The Patriots have traded wide receiver Brandon Cooks to the Rams in exchange for a first-round pick. So the Patriots now have two first-round picks.
Mm-hmm.
The question is, are the Los Angeles Rams the favorites out of the NFC?
No. Philadelphia got something to say about that.
Mm-hmm.
Philadelphia's been stockpiling.
Man.
I mean, although, Marcus Barnett he's going to have some problems, but
Marcus who?
I mean, Michael Bennett.
Michael Bennett.
Yeah. But Philadelphia still got a good squad.
So the Rams now have, in addition to Brandon Cooks, Ndamukong Suh,
Dominican Sue, yeah.
they already got Aaron Donald.
Mm-hmm.
They have Marcus Peters and Akeem Talib.
Mm-hmm. And Brandon, yeah. But you still got to deal with Philadelphia, though.
Right. So that's still not a good enough.
You still got to deal with Philadelphia.
Mm-hmm.
Minnesota's still good. New Orleans is still good.
Okay.
Now the Giants are going the opposite direction.
Right. Mm-hmm.
So you still got to deal with those 3 teams.
All right, second quarter. With the absence of Tyronn Lue, does LeBron James really coach the Cavs?
Yeah, he been coaching the Cavs regardless of time. Yeah,
Yeah.
he been coaching the Cavs since 2 or 3 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
Anytime you got a player saying let's fire all these players and get other players
Mm-hmm.
at the trade deadline, he's coaching the Cavs.
Yeah.
Wow.
He took over.
Yeah, and matter of fact,
Sound like he's vice president of operations.
exactly.
Hello.
Yeah.
Hello.
Making personnel decisions.
Yes,
So
yes,
yeah,
yes.
I mean, even a couple years ago when that young coach was there, and he told them, no, we're not taking time
David
out.
Blatt?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he come in and says, no, we're not going to do it that way. We're not going to run that play. We're running this play. That's your coach.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Any worse than Jerry Jones?
Oof. That's a good one.
I mean, because Jerry Jones, they all say he wants to coach the team.
Yeah.
LeBron is actually coaching the team.
Wow.
I mean, if I'm Cleveland, I don't mind sitting there as a coach just collecting a paycheck because that's all they're doing.
How you feel about that as a media person?
I don't like the fact that LeBron is coaching the team. Number one, he did so he's showing the team how not to respect the coach.
That's a good one.
That is
Deeper
true.
message.
Yeah, so you don't have to respect the head coach. You just do what I tell you to do.
Mm-hmm.
Now, what happened when LeBron decides to bail and go to Los Angeles?
He did
They're
it once.
back to the dumps.
Right.
Yeah.
You back to
Did
being
it
Cleveland.
before.
Yeah.
So
And what incentives does that give other players to say, let me follow what you're saying? Like,
Right.
No.
well, the other thing is, how many players are you gonna get to come to Cleveland to play?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
As long as LeBron is there, I can't do anything unless I'm LeBron's friend.
All right, third quarter. Chris Sims, the son of Phil Sims,
Oh God.
says the NFL's drug testing program is miserable. "Quote unquote, I lost 4 game checks after failed drug tests." The question is a program too harsh?
I don't know if it's too harsh or not harsh enough.
Mm-hmm.
And I say that, well, I think the program is, I think it's not consistent. That's what it is. There's no consistency there. You get Randy Gregory, who is applying, he's reinstating himself, or he's trying to get reinstatement into the NFL because he failed a drug test, or multiple drug tests, but there was marijuana. And that's all it was, marijuana. But then you get other players like a Josh Gordon, who was high every single game he played, and he's back in it, and he's back in the NFL. So are we going to reinstate Randy Gregory the way we did Josh Gordon?
No.
You know, and then you have other players like a Chris Sims who failed 3 times. They just took his money away from him.
True.
You know, there's no consistency across the board, and I think it's
no equal justice, huh?
Yeah, I think it's just based off of the team you're on or who's the owner. I think the owners run this drug testing more than anything else. Shoot, I remember Leon Lett got suspended for. I think he got suspended for the whole year or 4 or 5 games for failing a drug test. You know, and it came down in the middle of the year. You know, I don't think they random drug test some. They don't random drug test others. Heck, and who knows what's getting ready to happen with Dak Prescott? You know, they saw him. They call it a blunt, but
yes.
He had a Swiss of Sweet in his hand. They caught him with a Swiss of Sweet in his hand. It was lit, but was he smoking it? I don't know. He may have been holding it for somebody.
He was passing it.
He may have been passing, puff, pass. Harry got his puff and then he passed.
They missed him puffing it. He was just passing it.
I mean, so what are they gonna do with him? Are they gonna start? Okay, let's put you on random drug testing. What's gonna happen with him?
Wow. You
know, so now. And if it's Roger Goodell, you know, Goodell is gonna, because he don't like the Cowboys, he don't like Jerry Jones. You know, this is gonna be an investigation from him. But then you got all these other players that's got domestic violence stuff going on. They got so many things going on with them. You know, I just think that the drug testing is not consistent throughout across the board.
And I'm reading this article. I mean, it looked like it was a lit cigar, but
it's
making headlines?
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
It was a lit cigar, and it looked like it might be a Swiss of Sweet, black and mild. You know, but it's making waves. Yeah.
A video has emerged that will surely get the Cowboys nation and likely the entire NFL talking. Dallas quarterback Dak Prescott is seen reportedly in a Miami nightclub enjoying a drink with his friends. Prescott also had a lit object in his hand that appears to be a pre-rolled cigar. He is never shown putting the object in his mouth or even smoking it. The object does appear to have a plastic tip, which is found on various brands of cigars such as
Your back, black and mild. Swiss of Sweet.
They're making a big issue. Oh, they ain't got a video of this.
Yeah, I saw that. But you can barely see it, though.
Jeez, man. Come on, people.
You can barely see it.
Making a big deal out of it.
God hate us.
You can barely see it.
Hating on them Cowboys.
You can barely see it, can't you?
See, that is those environments.
That's crazy.
You barely see it.
You barely see it.
Yeah. Anyway, fourth quarter. Which current NFL player under the age of 25 will you bet make the Hall of Fame?
Oh. Wow.
Zeke?
I would say Zeke would be one.
Okay.
If he keeps playing at his level that he's playing at.
Yeah, he plays it. Yeah, he continues to play. Le'Veon Bell.
Most definitely.
He's 26.
He's 26.
Oh,
Okay.
he's 26.
So take that away.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. You said Todd Gurley.
Okay. Under 25.
Under 25. Who's the cornerback for Seattle for New Orleans? Rookie. The cornerback from Seattle, from New Orleans.
I know you're talking about.
Yeah, the rookie. He just came out. Matter of fact, he won who made that dunk play.
Is it Lattimore?
Yeah, Lattimore. Yeah.
Okay.
Lattimore.
Okay.
Kareem Lattimore.
I was thinking DeAndre Hopkins
DeAndre Hopkins. Yeah, I would say that.
of the Texans.
Yeah.
Okay.
Nobody from Cleveland.
Oh, he's gonna leave them alone.
Yeah, this is it. Nah, you got a lot of stars. I think the league, number one, is turning younger, and it's playing toward the younger, toward that younger crowd as opposed to playing towards the older crowd. Now at 30-year-old age, in the 80s and the 70s, and 30 was just you getting in your prime. Now they're just too old at 30. so no one wants to pick them up at 30, 31, 32 years
That's the nature of the game has changed. The speed of the game is a lot faster than it was back in the day.
Well, I think that, but I think the way the training and everything now, your football 24. I mean, it's year round now.
Mm-hmm.
Before after the season, heck, you probably go get you a job somewhere. Back in the 70s and 80s, after the season was over, it's over with. The weight training is different. They start putting OTAs in and stuff like that. They start putting so many things in to where players are sitting there this now your lifestyle. So now you get burnt out quicker. Than you did when you in the 80s and the 70s. You didn't get burnt out that quick. Now it's like it's football.
Do you think players are more injury prone these days than they were back in the day?
I think to a certain extent they are, but I also think they didn't see a lot back in the day either. They played through.
They toughened. Yeah, they were tough.
Yeah, they played through injuries, so
yeah.
they didn't. Because remember, then you don't play, you don't get paid. So now it's like I got to get mine in.
You get injured and still be under contract.
Yeah.
Your money.
Wasn't there a couple of players that were saying, you probably attest this to, well, during the offseason they had to get them a job?
Yeah.
But not had to, but that's something that
you go get your
were
job.
doing.
Wow.
In the 70s, you would after the season was over, you go get your job. Because remember, when we first saw the first $1 million contract was probably with Dorsett. That was in 77.
Right.
They weren't handing out contracts like that then. They wouldn't. Players were not breaking the bank. And remember then too, there was no such thing as free agency.
Mm-hmm.
Whatever team you got drafted by, that's the team you're playing for.
Yeah.
Unless they cut you, and then you wind up going. But if they didn't cut you, that's where you are. And so you didn't see $1 million contracts. You saw small contracts, and then after the season's over with, you either go get your job or something like that. So no. Now it's like we're gonna give you the big contract, but you're doing football 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, throughout the whole year. And then to me, I think they're just more burnt out. Now you change the way the practices are. You can only hit
2 a day.
Yeah, 2 days of changing. You can only hit once in the morning. You can't hit twice. Then during the season you can't have no contact. Throughout in training camp, you can't have no contact. So your next real contact will be at the next game. So they changed so many things up to where these players are more prone to get injured. Like you said, they're more prone to get injured now than they did then.
Right.
Because their bodies are just not used to that type of contact on a consistent basis. And back then, once you're in the season, you're in the season. Heck, I remember when Jimmy Johnson first came to town. Shoot, it was full blown. We finna hit. And that's your 3 Super Bowls in 4 years. The more you get, and that's why I think the teams then could probably beat the teams now because the discipline was there. You have more older veterans. Shoot, Tutal Jones stayed in the league for almost 17 years as a defensive lineman. Well, he took 1 year off, but he was in the league for so long. You don't get that these days.
Right.
After 10 years, after 5 or 6 years, they're gone. And they're only there because after 5 years, you get full pension. So if you're not in the league if you're in the league for 2 or 3 years and you're out, you don't get full pension.
Wow.
That's crazy.
All right, well, that's your 4 quarters.
That was pretty good.
good.
It's always good, Professor. You always do it.
Appreciate it.
Yeah. So
we got 20 minutes left, huh?
wow. What?
Okay, well.
She was worried about, well, we're going to get all this in after he left. I said, don't even worry about it. We're going to get all this in.
Yeah, what I tell you.
That's
We work all this out.
Lots of time.
We got some playtime.
Yeah. But okay, so while we got this time and everything, I do want to talk about, we got the draft coming up.
NFL draft.
NFL draft coming up.
Mm-hmm.
And then we got the draft coming up, and then you got the Mavericks. I'm trying to figure out which route I want to go. Number one, have you been studying your draft boards?
The NFL, yes, not the NBA as much.
Okay, let's look at the NFL. What do you think? Who do you think we can go around the table? Who do you think would be a good fit? What position should the Cowboys go after? Well, not person, what position?
No, I'm not looking at person. I'm looking at position.
The immediate position that comes to mind is left guard. Someone solid behind Tyron Smith, who I think at the age of 26 can no longer start 16 games without being injured. He has a back problem that has led to knee injuries and ankle injuries. We saw what happened when he got hurt last year and the opponent Dak Prescott took in that Atlanta game. I will never forget.
Yes.
He was running for his life. People kept saying, well, Dak is in
Somebody
the
only got
sophomore
one move.
slump. Well, when you don't have your main people with Ezekiel Elliott and Tyron Smith out of the lineup, he's going to probably struggle.
Right.
So my thing is...
But they brought the boy from New England in.
Right, but we need someone that we can trust. We know for sure if Tyron Smith is down again, we can put someone there and we don't miss a beat.
Right.
Because what we had last year, Byron Bell, oh my God.
And he's gone, I think.
Is he? I'm not sure. I haven't heard anything about that.
Yeah, I don't know if they bring him back yet.
The offensive line makes everything else about the offense go, including Zeke Elliott. If you don't keep that strong and sturdy, that's the foundation of the football team. If you don't keep that strong and sturdy, then you're in trouble. The Cowboys are known now to have quality starters, but no depth whatsoever.
No depth at all.
Right.
That's crazy. Ask the Philadelphia Eagles.
But okay.
We need a backup for Sean Lee.
And that's
We
okay.
definitely need a backup because he keeps getting injured.
Yeah. Okay, but I'll say that. You say ask Philadelphia, but I'm sorry.
New England.
I'm saying this right here. I remember 2 years ago when the Cowboys brought in a third-string quarterback to lead the team to a 13-3 season. We forget Dak Prescott was a third string or even a fourth string.
Well, yeah, I mean.
So it's not like we've never done it before.
So do we need a
throughout the
backup
whole
for that?
football team,
Huh?
not just one position, but all over the place.
But you can't. But it's hard to find backups in this day and age. It's hard to find good, solid backups for every position in your team.
Not unless you have a great talent evaluator.
Well, yeah, but then you start to look at how much you're gonna pay these players.
I mean, that's why the Cowboys,
or you don't get hurt.
That's why the Cowboys are looking towards the draft as a way to get by, like they did last year.
I think
we have a lot of these young bucks on defense playing now.
Yeah. I think Will
McClay.
I think he's a great player evaluator.
Okay.
I think he is. I mean, we're getting him back to the draft.
He got re-upped again for 2 years, so evidently that speaks volumes for itself.
Yeah, we're getting all our players to the draft.
But I think left guard, to answer your question, that's the first position that came to mind. Someone that can feel.
I forgot about that, but he's so right. I have to agree with you on that one.
So that's what you say, left guard?
Yeah, I didn't even think about that. Yeah.
My thing is, and you call me crazy, but I think Tyron Smith is the most important player on this team. Because when he went down, we lost rhythm.
Well,
we couldn't keep Dak Prescott from getting beat back there. But he had to run for his life.
I kind of like what Shelley said too. Sean Lee.
I mean, and Sean Lee.
When he went down, we lost it too.
When he went down, we had no defense.
We had no defense whatsoever. None.
It's amazing the stats with and without Sean Lee on the field.
Yeah, exactly.
Those two players are very important.
Very important.
Don't get me wrong, Zeke Elliott is important, but for him to go, you need the offensive line to do their job.
Right.
And if you can't hold that defender, or the defender figured you out saying, oh, he just got one move.
No, what the bad part about it is the defender that killed us, he only had that one move.
Right?
And he would actually
Adrian Clayton.
Yeah, he actually said, I only have one move.
That was embarrassing.
We got beat every time.
Because
he had 5 sacks in that game.
Yeah, and we didn't chip him. We didn't chip him off the edge, nothing like that. We just let him just do whatever. That boy Bell was getting killed.
And I mean,
but so we brought in another offensive guard to back up Tyron Smith, the boy from New England. Yeah.
Uh-huh.
So that may have shored up that position there. My thinking is this right here. I think we need a not a run stop, but we need somebody that's going to get to the quarterback. So we still don't have
you got David Irving. We don't know where he's going to be.
No, you talking about edge rushers or just a tackle up the middle?
An edge rusher. You got DeMarcus Lawrence. You need somebody on that other side. We don't know Taco Bell. Taco Charlton. Taco
We
Bueno.
just drafted him last year, so we got to give him opportunity.
Yeah.
I think we have it. We just need to give him opportunity.
You got David Irving, but I would look for maybe an inside pass rusher.
Mm-hmm.
If that front four can be solidified, because I believe our safeties, our defensive backs, we got a solid group there.
Byron Jones.
You got Byron Jones. You got
Jeff Heath.
No. Chidu Awozio.
Chidu Awuzie. I love that name.
Yeah. Xavier
He'll
Woods.
mess up a name in a minute, man.
That's a beautiful last name. I do love that one.
Chidobe Awuzie.
Yeah, you got Xavier Woods,
who I think is solid.
Yes, we've got some solid defensive backs.
Mm-hmm.
And not Jeff Heath.
Every
time you say
he has came up big here lately, as you notice.
Every time you say Jeff Heath, I'm looking for a Heath bar or something like that.
So Byron Jones at the is he a free or strong? No, he's a free.
They're looking at moving the corner.
I know.
Because they say he plays better at corner than he does at safety.
Do you agree with that?
I gotta see. I know he plays the tight ends very well. He plays the slot very well.
I get they ain't gonna put Xavier Woods in this spot if that happens.
At safety?
Yes, and allow Jones and Awuzie to be the corners.
That'd be nice there.
Right. So
that'd be nice. But then if we can keep Sean Lee healthy, and linebackers look good. You got Jalen Smith.
Yeah, if we keep him healthy.
We just lost.
I like Jalen Smith.
I do too. He's got a good motor on.
Yeah.
It's just his knee is still a worry to me.
He got that club foot.
He came into the league with a bad knee.
He's playing with that gimp foot.
Boy.
And he has shown that he can play with it.
With that drop leg.
They call it drop foot.
What about quarterback though? I
think we're okay at quarterback. Cooper Rush, who I think is a solid backup.
Yeah, you don't go into a draft another quarterback because you let. I think Dak will be all right.
Dak is okay.
I think he's all right too.
I mean, if you want to look on offense, what do we do with Dez?
Yeah.
Let's
not get into that one.
I thought I was gonna say it, but then I was like, no.
Because you
got leave Dez alone.
We brought in a slew of receivers now.
Yeah.
And I think the Cowboys will go out and draft Ridley or Calvin Ridley or Corey
Kirk.
Christian Kirk.
Sutton.
Sutton, yeah.
So we have Noah Brown, Cole Beasley, Terrence Williams, Alan Hearns, Des Bryant,
Ricky Smiley. Ryan Switzer.
And who am I missing?
Right.
Deontay Thompson.
Deontay Thompson, yeah.
You can't keep 7 receivers on the team.
No, they got a slew of receivers.
You only keep 5.
Yeah, they got a slew of receivers.
That's not good.
That's not good at all.
Somebody's
gonna get cut.
Yeah, buddy.
But they just signed him to a contract that was friendly for them. So
see, with Terrence Williams, you would lose $2.5 million if you cut him.
Which ain't no big deal.
They're not in the business to losing money as it is from where they're at, knowing that they owe Tony Romo $8.9 million this season. He's not even on the roster.
But that goes on with every team. Every team has dead players on their team.
But he's one of the biggest impacted salary cap players that's not on the roster. They paid him $10 million last year.
But they didn't know he was going to get his back fractured and can't play no more.
Well, blame that on Jerry Jones.
No, who knew that he would go and get his back injured? And
how long have we known about this back issue with the transverse process?
Yeah, but he's fresh. He's fresh. But let me ask you a question: do you pay him or do you not pay him? Will you say no? I'm not going to pay you, and you didn't have nobody behind him.
The problem was Jerry Jones kept back ending his money, and it's catching up with him now.
Well, I mean, but
and he's still doing it.
But listen, all teams do that. Jerry Jones is not.
Well, you don't have to do it as much, but that's why Steve Jones standing right in front of that ball and let nobody in.
Ain't letting nobody in.
He sure ain't him. But
They
now,
need to save money
but now you know there's
to get where the Rams are at. The Browns. Who out there? The Browns have a lot of money.
And they ain't doing jack with it.
Yes, they are.
Oh my goodness.
The Browns.
Yes, they are. They are now.
0-16. 1-16.
That was. I'm talking about right now.
now.
I'm talking about now.
Well, we'll see what they do now. but I'm sorry, do not compare what the Browns do. Don't make those comparisons. That's
I'm talking about money. What they're doing with their money. The Rams, the Eagles, and the Browns have been the big money spenders. Why? Because their salary cap.
But what are they doing?
It's so big.
But what are they doing once they spend?
We have to see when the season comes.
We
can't answer that question.
We can. Yes, we can.
How?
Because last year they had the same amount of money.
You keep going back to last year.
Well,
I'm just talking about now.
What else you can? What can you?
You can't fix last year.
No. But what I'm saying is, what can you go off of?
This is so good.
Really, what can you go off of? What is it that you can go off of to say what they're gonna do, what they're not gonna do? You have to go by what they've been doing.
Yes.
But see, the Browns have obtained the GM that was with the Chiefs. That regime they had last year that's history.
And they still got
that's
the
why
same
you
coach.
can't compare the two.
They still got the same coach.
They do have the same head coach, who I don't think was at fault for them being 3-43 the last 3 years.
Okay.
It's the people above him, but it's the people above him.
But he was okay.
But Cedric, you only are able to work with what you're able to work with.
Okay.
That's why you have a general manager.
Who do you have on your? Who does the Browns have on their team? They had first of all, you don't have a quarterback. Well, no, you get this one quarterback who just throwing interceptions all over the place. Deshaun Watson. Yeah.
No, not Watson.
I'm not Watson.
Kaiser.
Deshaun Kaiser, who throws interceptions like every other play.
You finna lose this.
No.
Get the names right.
Did he not throw an interception like every other play?
In that Green Bay game, that's probably on TV. I don't know if you saw it. He just threw it up in the air.
Yeah, I mean, he was just all over the place.
I'm just saying.
I mean, you got a good running back. You know who the running back is.
Who?
The Browns had a good running back.
Isaiah Crowell?
Yeah, he was my
He's
fantasy.
gone. No, come on.
He was
man.
on my fantasy league. Yeah, he did me good
He
too.
wouldn't do the squat.
Yeah, he did me good too. Now you got another runner that you might be drafting.
Carlos Hyde, who they have right now.
Who was with San Francisco.
That if they end up drafting Saquon Barkley with
There
the
you go.
first
Carlos
pick,
Hyde is gone.
why in the world you get Carlos Hyde in the first place? I'm waiting on the Browns to make a dumb move, and they haven't done it yet, as they are historically known to do.
Okay, who's the quarterback now?
That's another one they made, Tyrod
Taylor.
who was way better than Deshaun Kaiser.
Yeah,
Matter of fact, they jumped him to Green Bay. He's now Aaron Rodgers' backup.
Who?
Deshaun, they got rid of him.
He was. So you wait for them to make a dumb move. That was a dumb move drafting the first round.
Is it that or is it coaching?
And then you let him go.
Well, he wasn't worth the quota. So,
but you spent a bunch of quarters on him.
No, I was a rookie. He was up on a rookie contract.
Yeah, rookie contract, but still though.
I'm saying they got Tyrod Taylor now, who I think is a bridge for what they're about to do, which I think they're gonna get Josh Allen in the first round anyway. So they're using Tyrod Taylor. They're doing something right. Maybe they draft a quarterback and have him to sit
now
for a chance instead of just putting them in the fire like they did Kaiser.
What if they don't go to Saquon Barkley?
Then they're going to match the Browns' ways. Because he's sitting right there. He's a franchise player sitting right there. He might go number one.
Would you pick number 1 and number 4?
Number 1.
I would not.
Because the Giants are getting him number 2.
Yeah. I would not let the Giants touch him.
No.
I would not let the Giants touch him.
I want him to come to the NFC East.
No.
That's why the Browns should get him. Then at 4 they get Josh Allen.
The Browns should get him because you don't want to come to the NFC East.
No, the Browns should get him because it's been 15 years since they've been in the playoffs. Yeah. They need to be relevant.
They do.
I'm not a Browns fan, but it's time for them to play ball.
Yeah, it is.
And they're making the right moves right now. They got a GM who is making moves. They got Tyrod Taylor. They get Jarvis Landry. They already got Josh Gordon and Corey Coleman. Then they get Carlos Hyde, and they got the first and 4 picks in the first round.
So would you
screw that up? You don't even belong in the NFL.
So now remember though, they still need offensive line.
And that's been a trouble spot for them. They're sometimes they play good one game, next week they give up 8 sacks.
And they're still playing in an AFC with Cincinnati, Pittsburgh, and who's the other team? You got You got
Baltimore,
You got
the
Cleveland,
Ravens.
Cincinnati, Pittsburgh, and the Ravens.
What I'm saying is, I know last year was last year, and then last 48 games, they only won 3 games.
So there's your blueprint so far.
I'm just saying, they're 3-45 in the last 3 years, but this year they're making moves they haven't made in years.
That's like saying the 0-16 Detroit.
But let's
Lions
see what they do on the football field.
Yeah, because that's where it counts.
If they win 9 games this season, then you know it was the upper management above Hugh Jackson. That just was not helping the man.
And if they only win 1 or 2, then it's Hugh Jackson.
Man, he needs to be fired.
Yeah.
He needs to be fired.
Or they may let him hang out with Marvin Lewis.
I don't know why he still got a
I don't know
job.
why he's still got a job.
He's in his 17th year.
17th year and ain't done jack yet.
Nothing.
No, 1 playoff win. Has he
No,
won?
he's won some playoff wins, but he
He can't get no
Barely.
further than the divisional round.
yeah.
Yeah, 17 years.
He's like who's worse, Marvin Lewis or Jason Garrett?
So I'm gonna get him started in a minute.
I mean,
And I think that's a man that might be on the hot seat after this season, depending on what happens. Is the Dallas Cowboys and Garrett.
That's true.
What the coach that made him look bad is Doug Peterson. 2 years with the Eagles,
and
he gave them their first Super Bowl in franchise history.
yeah, but
In 2 years,
the thing with that,
there's no excuse.
No, I was gonna say
Garrett's going to his 8th year with the Cowboys, and he has yet to take them to the NFC Championship game.
I can't argue with that.
Thank
You
you.
can't. You can't. And with that.
Yeah, I can't argue with that.
Mm-mm-mm.
Yeah, and with that, what lively conversation do we
That
have
was
here?
very lively, very lively. I thought I was going to have to get y'all some boxing gloves.
I went
Shoot.
to my
It wasn't like that, was it?
Oh my gosh,
That
y'all
was
need to go
good.
back and watch it. I was like, ooh, me and Tawana over looking at each other like,
Yeah,
ooh.
I know, right? You got the popcorn?
Step back, somebody get some popcorn. It's getting hot in here.
Yeah, man, says we have our moments.
Y'all got y'all head to head today, boy.
Yeah.
But see, that's why that's why he's a benchwarmer, because him and Dante, they go to blows sometimes.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, man, every
go to
person that
blows
he
with
had behind the mic, you've been to blows with. It ain't just me.
Right.
Because I know what I'm doing.
Yeah, okay.
Anyway.
Yeah, this has been 411 Sport. Any parting words and last words from the on stage?
Yes.
Oh,
we have
he
next
said, she
week's
said.
question.
Yes.
Next week's question from Professor.
Oh.
Why do you
Oh, wait a minute. I'm changing that one, because this one over here in Phyllis has something in mind. I'm going to let you read it. It's this.
Oh, yeah.
Hey, ladies, name one way to keep a man that doesn't involve sex, food, or money. Yay. Sex, food, or money. That's a good one.
It's for the ladies. Name one way to keep a man that don't involve the sex,
food,
the
or
food, and money. Something men like.
Sex, food, and money.
Uh-huh.
Not even in that order.
And I'm interested to see what she got to say next week. 'Cause I think she got a sheet.
All right.
She got something to say. So
I really do.
I can tell just by listening to her. She got a lot to say about that.
All right.
Send it
That's
to me so I
so
can put
let
it
her
on
talk.
the thing.
That's gonna be something. Doc, you got any last parting words for us?
Oh, something else I need to say.
No April Fools with your health, so let's bring into action. There are really generational. Let's stop the generational diseases that's going from one, grandmother to parent to child. Let's break it. Change the family tree. Save your money.
All right then. So Chick-fil-A and McDonald's, I'm good, right?
You can treat yourself once a month or something like that. You can. I mean,
I'm talking about for our anniversary.
Oh, for the anniversary? Oh, I was thinking more like Fogo de Chao or something for.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. You said you had one more thing to say?
I forgot what it was after
Uh-oh.
she said that.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah.
This has been 411 Sports Talk Radio.
Oh, he
on-
gone now.
Oh,
What
Yeah,
can you
out
say
of
after
there.
that?
Fogo de Chao. I can't even pronounce the name. That long. Where's that?
You're-
Y'all, Benchwarmer is simple.
That's gonna break the bank, ain't it?
He's so simple. And it's okay.
No, it's not really gonna break the.
Wait, have you seen my bank? It'll break the bank.
It's so much that's there.
Listen, I'm talking McDonald's will break the bank. I was just gonna do some peanut butter and jelly.
Feel the Jazz Show.
Yes,
is
yes.
Tomorrow. Yes.
Yes, make sure that you guys watch, listen in on the Jazz Station. Feel the Jazz. We got 2 hours of jazz. Her jazz show comes in, and then we did start a new show this past week.
Sunday.
On Sunday, it was called the Power Hour.
The Power Hour with T.J. Robinson.
Yes.
Yes.
So we're building up. Again, thank you, security. Thank you, professor. Thank you, doctor. This has been 411 Sports Talk Radio on 411radionetwork.com. We're going to leave with a little bit more lemon pepper.
Yes.
We will see you next Tuesday. We are out.
Let's roll.
Peace and hair grease. Ooh, my ears.
We're gonna give me a good push.